Welcome to Charlotte Execs After Dark. Relationships, business talk, real life. With your host, Timothy Motivation Jones. Charlotte Execs is an organization of professional men and women in and around the Charlotte, North Carolina area who come together, put down the work, and enjoy life. Between live events, members meet on a group call, and it's recorded for your enjoyment. Let's listen in.
Get all the calls. Good evening. This is Timothy Jones from Charlotte Execs, and I like to just kind of get straight to it. This is a call about relationships. This particular topic is things he dislikes about women. So we had the men from the last call to create a list of 10 things that they don't like about women, with 10 being the most tolerable and 1 being the most frustrating. So we're going to let them get to it. Today we're going to start off with somebody who kind of got disconnected last week and not sure what happened, but nevertheless, he's with us tonight. His name is Edward Webster. Hey, Ed, can you introduce yourself to the people and for those who may didn't listen to last week's call, let them know who you are.
Okay, I'm Edward Webster, friend of Timothy from Flint, Michigan, and just glad to be on this call to share and get some feedback.
Awesome. Appreciate having you, man. Now we're going to go over here to Kwame. Kwame, what's going on?
Brother, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Just let me know if I go in and out because I'm traveling. So just let me know if I go in and out. All right.
Will do.
All right then. I'm gonna put myself on mute, bro.
We want you to introduce yourself to the people. That's all.
Oh, I apologize. My name is Kwame Scott. Usually from the Philadelphia area, down here in Charlotte right now. Out here just trying to participate and grow with the group.
Sounds good. Appreciate having you. Charlie, are you there?
What's happening?
What's going on?
I'm Charles Fagan. I'm 48-year-old, divorced with twin sons. I'm an electrical engineer, and was married early and learned a lot through my trials and tribulations. But yeah, I'm still encouraged and down to do it again for the right woman.
I know that's right. Can't be stopped. Good having you, brother. Now we got Andre Blaylock. Are you there, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Timothy?
What's up?
What's up? My name is Andre. I'm 48. I'm an author, dating relationship coach, motivational speaker. Been married. Basically, I like doing these seminars, workshops with females. It was a great call last week, and I'm looking forward to getting into it again today.
Awesome. I'm going to go back down the list real fast. You got a website people can, kind of find out more about you?
Yeah, I do. It's andreblaylock.com, and it's another one called Get Blaylock, and I'm going to spell it. B as in boy, LAYLOCK.com.
Awesome. What about you, Charles? You got a website?
Oh, I DJ on the side, but I haven't really set it up good. But it's djchaseboogie.com.
djchaseboogie.com.
Yep.
How you spell that?
CHASEBOOGIE and DJ in front of that.
Okay. Ed, you got a site?
No, not at this time. Professional detailer right now for Jaguar Land Rover. Soon to go out on my own under my company name.
Okay, right now you're doing it for Jaguar and Land Rover. Okay, Kwame, you got a website?
Yes, sir. I work with Legal Shield. Basically, my website is www.iforfreedom.com. That's EYEFORFREEDOM.com.
Sounds good. And I'm Timothy Jones, JonesMotivation.com, 39 years old, the founder of Charlotte Execs, put this call together, and I'm ready to get to it. Charlie, we're going to start with your number 10, man. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Your number 10 was that you dislike women who are irresponsible with money
Yes,
and then you go on to say that independent women are sexy to you because she probably wants you for you and not because you're needed to supplement her income. You don't want any financial hostages. Please elaborate.
Well, a lot of times people get with someone as if they're filling in a job, like they got a job opening, and their role is to provide, which is that's fine, but it's not really anything in the surface of that, and so they get dependent on that man, so that when they do feel like they're not right for him, they stay in it anyway because of that financial help they're getting or that dependency they end up with. To me, that's a hostage situation. You don't want nobody that's there only because you're doing something for them. You want someone that's there and has their own and 100% complete, just like you are 100% complete. So you can concentrate on that relationship instead of that falsity or that alternative motive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. Your number 9 says insecurity. Can you tap on that too?
Insecurity, well, I need a woman who loves herself, that feels good about herself, and don't need any more building on that. The same as I do. I feel good about myself, and I try to take care of myself so that we're not battling that either, so that she's not trying to fill in what she's lacking by something that's extraordinary. I mean, I give compliments, and I will tell you how much I appreciate you all the time, but if you don't really like yourself, you're going to have a higher need for that, and probably unreasonable need for that. So that's not a good thing for me.
I feel you. Andre, your number 10 is an extremely busy schedule. This is your most tolerable. But why is this on your list? Extremely busy personal schedule.
I believe a person who is extremely busy knows how to manage those areas in their life, those times in their life that's most important. If you're real busy, you're not going to allow a lot of time for frivolous stuff. So a woman who's really busy is very driven. Like I said earlier this week, she pretty much knows her purpose. She knows what direction she's going in, and she's managing it properly. I can get with a person like that because she's trying to accomplish and do things. It's someone who has a whole bunch of time on their hands that I have a problem with, because then they're going to try to fill up their empty time with your time.
So filling up their empty time, what problem does that create when she's trying to fill up her time with your time? Your time with her time.
My biggest thing, like I said, last week, I believe that 2 whole people make a great relationship. If I'm whole, if I'm doing my thing, I'm in my process, I'm in I'm doing my thing, I'm working my mojo, and she's doing the same thing, when we come together, we're 2 wholes that make one. A lot of times it's 2 half people. It's like I'm looking for a woman to complete me, like in that movie, Sleepless in Seattle. There's a great line that the woman says, but 2 halves don't work out like that, because you're constantly going to be trying to pick from the other person, trying to fill the holes up into you, because it was stated somewhere before that everyone tries to create another person in their own image. So I don't want a woman who's got a lot of time on her hands, who's okay, I just want this man to come along and do this, do that, and complete me. I want her to feel complete in and of herself. We can do some things then.
Awesome. Okay, before we go to Kwame's, actually, Kwame only could think of 7 of them. He didn't even have 10, so we're going to start at his number 7. But before we do that, we want to unmute the lines and just get a quick roll call. Who's on the phone with us? Can you tell us who's there? Where you from? What side of town? North Charlotte? South Charlotte? Yeah, who's there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Vidette, and I'm in North Charlotte. I'm a 43-year-old divorced female. I have 1 son that's 24. Yeah, that's about it. This is my first time listening in on the call, so very interesting.
Glad to have you. Who else is on the call?
Miss Erin, are you on your phone? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am a 45 years old female. I am single, don't have no kids, and just first time listening to you guys.
Glad to have you. Who else is on the call? Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name is Linda.
Linda? Mm-hmm.
Yes, my name is Linda. I'm 41 years old, single, no kids, and it's my first time listening on this show.
Thank you for tuning in, Glenda. Who else do you have on the call? Linda, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I see some more numbers. Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Tina. This is actually my second time listening, and I live in North Charlotte. Just recently moved to Charlotte from Atlanta, and I'm 45 and single, no children.
Appreciate you for having. Appreciate you for tuning in. Anybody else want to say something?
This is T. I'm 44. I live in Northeast University, and I have no children, and this is my first time listening as well.
Okay. Glad to have you. Anybody else want to say something? Just saw somebody else just log on.
Hi, my name is Dashell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, cool.
My name is Dashell Martin. I'm 41. I'm divorced. I have a daughter in college and a son headed out to the Navy.
Congratulations. Glad to have you. Anyone else want to say anything? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Can you hear? Hi, this is Carnita. I'm 50. I'm divorced mother, 12-year-old daughter. This is my second call. I live in Concord, North Carolina.
Glad to have you, Carnita. Anyone else want to say anything? I'm going to mute the calls in about 5 seconds. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Tina. I live in South Charlotte. I'm 51, single, no children.
Glad to have you. Anyone else want to say anything? Just saw 803 pop up. That sounds like South Carolina. Anybody else want to say anything? Rocky just popped up. All right, we're going to mute the call. All right, Kwame, I believe I said you, sir. Yeah, we're going to go to you. Your number 7. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Your number 7 was ask for advice, but don't use it. Ask for advice, but don't use it. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm here, brother. Yeah, one of the things that kind of ticks me off is basically what you have is, you have people who are women that ask for advice. And, and you give them your information, and for some reason or other, it's like they don't use it. It's like you wasted your time. It just, with, your analysis of the situation, it's like, why did you even ask it? And, I just hate when people waste my time. That's just that simple. I just hate when people waste my time. I can understand you may not agree with my advice, or I can understand that too, and we can talk about that. But it's one thing you ask me, and you do it exactly opposite than what I advise you to. So that's what my last thing that I had on my list. Your number 6, you said you don't like it when she runs her mouth too much about nothing. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, just as we say, talking out the side of your neck, just talking. We're not really saying anything. They may be talking about what's going on at work, but really not really having any point to what they're talking about. And really, that's really that does just irritates my ears to no degree. It really does. I try. When I have a conversation with somebody, I like to go from point A to point B. We talk, or point C, and go from there. But sometimes it just goes round and round and round. And you're like, okay, what was the point of this? Why are you talking about this person? Was this person have anything to do with you? Was there anything, any reason for it? And you're just sitting there like wow. You just, started talking, for no reason. Like, wow, okay.
And brothers, if y'all have something to chime in on, or when another brother has a topic or something, if you got something to say in regards to his topic that you may not have on your list, feel free to go ahead and, once he kind of wraps up, feel free to chime in on what he's saying. Number 10 on you, Ed. I'm kind of curious what you mean by this. You said, question, am I fat? Are you asking, are you saying that she's questioning if she's fat or she's, go ahead.
Yeah, that question right there, Timothy, is related to basically when a man is being asked, woman, am I fat? That's a loaded question for a lot of men. And if you don't answer that question right, it could be bad news for you. But the way I take that question is this. Sometimes I think women possibly, and this is just my point of view, could have a self-esteem issue about the way they look, the way they appear to the opposite sex. And my take on that, being asked by women that question is, what is it that you think makes you look fat? Because they have the gift of life that we can't do. You know what I'm saying? So a woman's body is going to change up and down through her whole life. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times men look at that and it's like, oh, she's fat, or, she out of shape. You know what I'm saying? For me, a woman, I don't like skin and bones. I like a woman with meat on their body. And the way I look at that is, for me, every woman is beautiful the way she is. You know what I'm saying? If she had 5 kids and she's got some weight on her, hey, if that's the person that you're interested in, I don't mind working out with you, because, at some point, sometime, that woman may get herself together. I see all the time on Instagram women that have been large and then turned around and lost the weight. And when you look at them, you like, oh, my God. And it's like, for that man that had that opportunity to be with that woman that lost it, hey, that's another man's treasure. So that's the way I look at it, take that question.
Okay, your number 9 was no confidence. Can you...
I've met quite a few women over time that for me, I looked at as being beautiful and, what have you. And, they would say, well, I don't think that I do. I don't know what you see in me. And they don't have the confidence to live life as they should. And it would bother me because, I've gone out with some women that was like that. And, you may sit up there over dinner and tell them, how beautiful they are or compliment them. And it was like, well, I don't really feel that way. And, for me, I found that to be a problem, because if they couldn't look at themselves in that way, it made it hard for me to engage them in conversation or relationship. So, I don't know what the answer is for that, and not having confidence in yourself, but that, to me, I think that's a really big factor.
Anybody else?
This is Charles. That's an insecurity, and if you don't love yourself, then the other person is going to question why they love you too. So you used to be your biggest fan as well as the guy that's going with you, and because it does sour the whole thing when you're always down on yourself, because you don't, that makes the whole thing comes down. So I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Can I pipe in there, Tim?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Man, it's like when the ladies look at the videos, look at the magazines and stuff, I used to model and stuff. It's kind of like, that's the image that's put out there. America is one of the few countries left that does not like to call fat. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, we like to say we got big bones or she's thick. Look, elephants have big bones. Hippopotamuses have big bones. Humans have human bones. Okay, the thing about it, I think if a sister is asking that kind of question, am I fat? She's looking in the mirror. She knows what she sees. She's comparing it to other people. When she asks that question, she's feeling a little heavy. You know what I'm saying? So for you to lie, nah, baby, you look great. She's asking that question because she feels heavy, but she's looking for validation. Do you see me inwardly, or do you see this outward thing? A lot of us are shallow. Like my brother just said, he likes a woman with a lot of meat on her bones. I don't care if she's skinny. I like in shape. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I like a bigger girl or whatever. As long as you're in shape and you're shapely and it's all in like it's supposed to be, it's tight and firm because you work out, that's important to me. But it's not necessarily for aesthetics. Yes, she's going to look great if she works out, but I want this sister to be able to go with me throughout life. You know what I mean? That's the only body she has. So if she don't work out, it starts breaking down and stuff. I don't necessarily want that, but if she's big and she's asking that question, she knows. She looking in the mirror, she knows she feels a little heavy. She ain't asking you that for a trick question. She already know. Now, are you going to lie? Or are you going to kind of say it in the way, baby, you look, you know, I don't know how you want to answer that. You know what I'm saying? I know how I answer it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's just what it is, man. Validation. They're looking for the validation because they know. They know.
That's good. That's good. Kwame, you want to chime on that? You want to move on to your number 5?
Well, basically, that's, you know, Blair, like I said, basically what I was about to say. Basically, they're looking for validation, but also too, it's like, you know, sometimes as we get older, those games get kind of played. It's like, listen, you know what you are. Don't try to figure out how I'm going to answer the question. You know what it is. So, you know, let's get to the root of it. What's going on here?
Hello.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
hello.
That's, you know, don't give me the trick, you know, because basically she's looking at not if you answered it correctly or answered it, but how you answered it, how quickly, what you say. And it's like, look, I'm going to give you straight up. Either you're fat or you're not. It's just that simple. And if you are, well then, all right, what you going to do about it? If you're not, hey,
that's it. Don't ask if you can't handle the answer. Don't ask the question if you can't handle the answer.
But
exactly.
The other thing too, this Charlie again. Maybe she's looking to see, okay, I'm fat and stuff, but it's okay if my baby love it. You know, if wherever I am, it's cool because my baby love it. Maybe she's looking for that.
Charlie, she wouldn't be asking you that if she thought or knew you loved it. She wouldn't be asking that question. If she knew you loved it,
exactly.
She wouldn't be asking you that.
Those are the mind games, man. Those are the mind games. That's one of them things, boy, that be killing me, man. I think don't play no mind games.
My thing is to address situations with solutions. Just like I don't like a person who just complains at work or wherever. Right? Okay, you complaining. Okay, now what? Okay, so if she's gonna ask me that, I'm gonna be real enough to give her my true answer. But in that, if there's something that's not right, then there should be a solution. I believe somebody already touched on it, like Ed said. I'll work out with you. I'll do something with you. So if she's not feeling that 100% in that area, we should be willing to, team up with her so she will, do something with her so she will feel good in that area. Solutionist.
That's dope.
Amen.
Blaylock, your number 9. Did we touch on that? You said does not work out. I think you touched on that already.
Yeah, we just did that already. Yeah, absolutely.
Complaining. You said complaining was your number 8.
Yeah, I mean, complaining, kind of like you just touched on it. It's like, are you solution driven, or do you want to keep on talking about the problem? Like me in a relationship, I will address a problem, but I will discuss a solution. We're not going to keep discussing the problem. We're not going to do that. Okay, bring up the problem. Okay, it's on the table. How should we solve this thing? And like I said on the call earlier, one of my biggest things is, do you know how to compromise? I don't have to be right. I think being right in a relationship is overrated. Okay, there's no right or wrong in a relationship with me. It's kind of like, if I'm right, but I hurt my relationship, we both lose. So it's kind of like, okay, can we compromise? I don't have to have my way. Please be grown enough to know that you don't have to have your way either. How can we compromise in the middle? But if we're going to keep complaining about the same thing, I have these puzzle pieces I bring to you. I put this puzzle together the best way I know how. I bring it to you, and you start snatching pieces out the puzzle, but you don't put stuff back into the place where you took a piece out of. I have a problem with that, and I equate that to like complaining without a solution.
Word up.
Can't stand it.
Ed, your number 8 was domination of a man. I'm feeling you, bro. Domination of a man. Telling him what to do. I think we all dislike that. But go ahead and chime in, brother.
Yeah, that particular topic, That one hits me in my core right there, because over the years I've seen different friends and family members go through things as it relates to that, where the woman has the domineering presence in the relationship, and a lot of that, I know goes to a man being passive and not taking his role. But when I see women do that, it hits me in my core, because I said there's something wrong, and I know that women have had to go through life raising children, taking care of households, and so when they take on those responsibilities, they kind of get put in that. But when you meet a man and you get with a man and you do that, basically telling that man what he's going to do, or I'm ready to go, let's go, stuff like that. And that's just one, man, I just can't let go. And that's a hard one for me to actually see a friend, let alone a family member, go through that. And it's like, that's got to change. But, for me to be in a situation like that, I couldn't do it, brother. I just couldn't.
You leave, huh?
Word. They like men are to be seen and not heard. Bark when your chain is pulled. And that's just not cool, because it's supposed to be somebody got to be a leader there in any organization. You need to have a leader, so you need to decide who that gonna be.
Right.
Well, just on the flip side, then that might be the situation with the sister. Some relationships and roles just go that way. I guess most of us, we're not we're looking for more of a balance versus a leader. But I don't know. I don't know what each one of us is like. That could go for just for that relationship. For you, again, that might not be it. That's all.
I think it should be 50-50, whatever, because everybody has to have a role in a relationship. But when it's, one-sided like that, I just have a problem.
I understand, brother. I understand. Again, it might not be for you, but it might be for another brother, because he just is that's the way he is. He's like that brother type. I don't know.
Mama
like,
boy,
yes,
Mama boy.
All right. Moving on to the next. Number 6 is, you had this on your list, and I had it on mine too, man. Compares past relationships to you. Compares past relationships to you. Like you done did what he did to her.
Yeah, it's like, well, my last man, he did this and did that. And it's like, well, I think you should go back to your last man, because I don't do that. It's just hard, because you see a lot of people that constantly bring stuff up, and it's like, wait a minute. It's like, have you let go of that situation? Because I'm like, I'm not that dude. I'm Ed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this. So that's a hard one to swallow right there, to have that constantly come up, because I feel like something like that, this gonna kill the relationship quick.
Or it could be something that you do that triggers a memory. Just something like childish that he may have done, things that he laughed at, she didn't find funny, just things that he's done. I heard a woman say, I've been with that. I'm like, okay, you've been with that. What they got to do with me? You know what I mean? So I'm not him.
Right.
Let me be me. I've been through that before. What you trying to say? So go ahead. I see. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, man, I got something to say. It's like, whenever they say that stuff, this comparison thing, the funny thing is, we have these 5 senses, and they all reach outward. Taste, smell, touch, everything is outward, but we can't process anything except for inward. We can't process anything outside of ourselves, and we can't go any further than our experiences. So it's kind of like, I think when we break up with people in relationships, I don't think some of us take enough time to heal just to find out what really went wrong. Why did I process that way? Timothy, you can't say anything to me that hurt my feelings, make me feel bad, make me feel angry, if I don't process it like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So some people can bring some things out of you that another person can't. She could have been fine in her last relationship. You do one thing, and it just triggers something that the other brother did, and now she goes backwards in time. And I just kind of think it's like, gosh, man, when we're with people, guys included, a lot of times the quickest way over one woman is what? To get another woman. Women might take time to process and flush some of that stuff out. But a brother gonna get another chick next week, next month. We ain't waiting around like that.
Tomorrow.
We ain't waiting around like that. So we don't process that stuff sometimes. So I think that all of us bring some junk in our trunk into the relationship, but it's just kind of like that expectation thing is real.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is Charlie again. Because if you're doing that, you're comparing from one to the other, then you haven't spent enough time away. You haven't given enough time for that thing to die off. And so now you're making that new guy pay for stuff that he did. Or you're trying to upgrade or whatever. But that definitely will ruin any relationship.
And sometimes they got some unresolved issues with him. Maybe they didn't get any closure or get to vent on him like they wanted to. And they would just take it out on you, literally.
Word.
Just like you did.
Oh, will.
Charlie, you say, I think I got this on my list too, sharing all our intimate business with friends or others, leaving nothing sacred between us. Man.
Yeah, man, I'm with my honey, and we as a team, we together as far as I thought, and we are, the super couple and stuff. But then I hear her friends talking and saying some stuff that I thought was private, that I thought was just between us. I'm like, damn, do we have anything between us? Like, what good relationship if I'm dating you and your mama and your girlfriend? I'm dating everybody? Well, damn.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to a function and everybody looking at you snickering and you wondering like, what they laugh?
But one thing she don't realize also is this can shut a man's communication down. You often have women who talk about, well, he don't talk to me like he used to. He can't trust you. He don't tell me.
They all got an
like
opinion too. They all like, oh well, you ought to do this or you ought to do that. But they hating on her. They want to be her. So they saying stuff to jack her stuff up because they want to trade places with her, and that's not cool.
Right. At the end of the day, go ahead.
I was agreeing with Charlie. I was like, oh, yeah. Sometimes they'll paint that picture just so it can slide on in. They'll be pushing their girlfriend right on out so they can ease right on in. I've had that happen.
I lost my train of thought. I was trying to let y'all go ahead and fill in those gaps. In the meantime, 30 minutes in, man, somebody might have a question. Everybody's going to need it. Anybody got a question for the fellas so far? Come on, ladies, y'all got something? Hello, don't be all quiet.
You want to hear from the ladies?
Yeah, y'all got a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do really men want on a woman?
You said what now?
What really men want in a woman?
What does a man really want in a woman?
Correct, yeah. Because I only hear these like comments. I don't really hear comfort on what they really want.
Well, let me answer that real fast. This particular call is really talking about what we don't like. So most of the answers the opposite of what we don't like. And we kind of elaborated on a lot of things that we do like in a woman on the last call, but if somebody want to chime in and like, yeah, I know this call may sound a little negative, but that's the call, things he dislikes in a woman. And some women want to just hear a man's point of view of, maybe some areas that I need to, improve in. But don't get it twisted. The women, we will have a rebuttal call. And they're going to be able to talk about the things they don't like in a man. So,
okay, I did have a question about the gentleman that said how he don't like to hear his woman just talk. This is the way I understood it. He don't like for her to just talk about nothing. What is your style of communication, or how do you like to connect with your woman if you don't like to hear her talk? Sometimes, and I said it because I'm big on communication, and I love being able to just sit and just have deep conversations with the person that I'm with, the person I'm trying to get to know. So if you don't like to hear her just go on and talk about a job or talk about different things, how do you connect with that woman? Like, get to really, really know her and really invest time in her.
Kwame, that was you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, I feel what you're saying, and that's good. The thing about it is, like, for example, if matter of fact, I was listening to a coworker, and she was talking to I guess her significant other or another person. I just happened to be in the room, and I just was hearing a little bit above it. And basically, she was actually just talking about somebody else, and that's stuff like that. If we're having a deep conversation, like let's say the situation with the brother with the football, you're standing up. We're having a deep conversation about current events. We're having a deep conversation on maybe religion. Oh, hey, that's cool. That's cool. But say you're just talking about somebody or somebody at church and what they got on, and and don't match, and then talking about the brother and the brother messing with the woman down the street. You're like, oh, for real?
That's gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's the stuff that's what I'm talking about. Gossip that really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't pertain anything. It really doesn't mean anything per se to you, or it's affecting you or us if we're we're in a relationship or getting to know in a relationship. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. That's the stuff that's in terms of hearing a woman talk. Nah. It ain't about that at all. No, it's just when she's talking about nothing. And I've sometimes I've sat there and listened to women that I may not have a relationship, just somebody I'm just talking with, and I'm thinking in my head like it's the Charlie Brown thing, wah 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 wah, and that's what I was like, wow, is she really going there about this subject here? So and that's it. It ain't like I don't want to hear women talk. No, not at all. Not at all.
You got an accent? Yeah, talk to me, baby. You got a nice accent? Yeah.
Any more questions, ladies?
Yes, this is Linda, and I do have a question. I think Andre or Charles was the one that that brought this up about how some women let friends and family influence their relationship. Do you feel that social media also plays a big role in people's relationships by posting and people not posting certain things, statuses and stuff like that?
I agree, because when they post it on Facebook and stuff like that, they're looking for affirmation from their friends about how great their relationship is, and then they take that instead of really putting it into each other, and so they feel like, okay, I posted that, I let everybody know, so I'm really into this, and if he don't do the same thing, then maybe he's not into it like I am, and so that's not a good way to do that. That's not how you keep it intimate. And you need a good intimacy to build on each other. So, yeah, I mean, you could do that. You can let everybody know how in love and stuff that you are, but then you become a bigger target. So people are going to start inboxing you, telling you junk and all this, and trying to persuade you not, because they are jealous of you. They want you to be as miserable as they are, so they're going to try to ruin your stuff.
True.
Just because.
Man.
You can also get that not necessarily, you don't even have to broadcast it. She's probably going to have some close friends regardless. So, girl, who is this guy you've met? Who did I see you with? Oh, you can't go with me? Who is you going to the movies with? Then she got to go ahead and kind of discuss who you are, and you still may get some hate. So she got to be whose picture you liking? Whose picture is that you liking? I don't know her. I mean, who's on the friends list? Woo!
Oh, I got to pipe in on this because Facebook, people only put the highlights of their life on Facebook.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't your real life on Facebook. That ain't what's going on 24 hours, 7 days a week in your life, all these smiles and good times. No, that ain't what's up. So I think that anybody who lives their life on social media anyway is disconnected from reality. You know what I mean?
Who you poking? Why you poking her?
I ain't poking her yet. Not yet.
Word.
Any more questions, ladies? 5 more seconds. Any more questions?
Andre, I have a question for you. You said that Andre, I have a question for you. You said that you learned to balance with females. and especially when you busy, you have your own business, you have your own life, but then you want a relationship. How do you balance that when you always busy and you always seem like a lot of gentlemen when they have their own business, they make excuses? How do you balance that?
Okay. I'll have to put it like this. Sometimes when you're in pursuit of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, there is no balance, sister. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, that sounds like a great word, but sometimes when you're in pursuit with what you're in pursuit for, it takes 100% concentration. True. Sometimes it might not be, if you're single, it might not be the perfect time for you to be in a relationship if you're trying to build something. Exactly. Because you can get to a certain level. If it's one thing is if you have a partner with you and you're in a relationship and you're co-building. But if you're single and you're trying to build, it's going to take 100% focus because there are 12 universal laws that work this thing out. And one is definiteness of purpose, one is law of attraction, and one is law of intention. You have to intentionally know what you're doing, purposefully be about it, and you will get it. But you can't do that with somebody on the side. Why don't you ever make time for me? Why don't you have balance? No, it ain't no balance when you're building.
I agree.
It's not like that sometimes. It's not like that sometimes.
So why you guys make excuses?
No,
make excuses?
Well, you could say you could say it's an excuse, but it's only an excuse if you're not part of my vision and I'm moving forward. It's an excuse to you because this isn't your vision, it's mine. You know what I mean? Correct. So it's like once I get it to a certain level, the human brain cannot multitask. I know we say that a lot, but it's very good at starting things and stopping things very, very quickly. But it's kind of like if I'm with you and I'm on about, that's the only way I can say it. There is no balance. If you're looking for balance sometimes, it's with a person who might have a 9 to 5. He goes to work at 9 o'clock. He gets off at 5, then he's done for the day. You can have balance with a brother like that or a sister like that. When you got somebody trying to build an empire and trying to move, you might not find balance with that person. You might not while he's building.
Okay, I'm muting the calls so we can go back. Go ahead.
This is Linda. I have a question. If you have time for me.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
we'll come back to some more too.
I hear the gentleman saying. One gentleman said something about time or something like that. I know if a person give 100% and another person give 100% of their time, do you feel that, because instead of giving 50%, I forgot who said it, I think it was Andre or Kwame that said that, like they want a person to give 50% and another person to give 50%. But Charlie, if you are 100% yourself and the other partner bring in 100%, wouldn't it be much better than doing 50-50?
I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. I'm like, this 50, because anytime you use 50, you never measure completeness with 50%. It's always a 100% measure. It's always. So people are like, well, this relationship is 50-50. No, a great relationship is 200. It ain't 100. 100 is only half. If somebody half-assing, you see what I'm saying? And even if you bring it 100%, sometimes you might have to bring 120 because that person's going to be on 80 because we all have good days and bad days. So I'm with you, sister. It's like, I think, well, let me shut up and let some of the other guys talk. Go ahead, fellas.
No, I agree with you, man. That's straight up. I agree with you, man.
Okay. Edward, you been kind of quiet, man. You said no ambition as your number 5. No ambition.
Yes, sir. I think when it comes to that, when I say that, I've met some people that they have no ambition, no drive to do pretty much anything in life. And, you might ask or say, what's your goals in life? That's kind of like one of those standardized questions, which I don't really like, but, it's kind of like, what do you want to do in life? What's some of the things you're looking to achieve, whether short term or long term. And, some people that I've come across, they're just like nothing, just taking the next day for what comes, and I'm like, you kind of got to have a plan or a desire for something, especially if you're trying to build with somebody. It's like, well, what do you want to do? Because if I'm gonna be your partner or whatever as it relates to this. I want to be able to help you build on what it is you're trying to do. I've seen some people want to have childcare. What is it that I can do to help you push forward to get into your childcare, or vice versa? Like me, I'm detailing or whatever. It's like, hey, I might need your help in the office part. You take care of the books while I'm out doing this or whatever. But I just think with the no ambition, no drive, it's kind of like, well, what's your purpose?
Okay.
Hello.
That's word. No writers, man. No writers. We come together and we go forward together, not just dragging one person by the side and stuff. That's not good.
True. Now, we talked about y'all list. Now, I did skip over my list. I really haven't touched on anything unless it's kind of matching something y'all got. But come on, man. We are men speaking as if women are not in the room. Remember, ain't nobody else on the phone but us. Now, somewhere, I didn't see this, I don't believe, in anybody's list. Somewhere in there, as men, just us talking on the phone, some kind of way sexual gonna come up. I don't like a bedroom prude. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. A prude in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's just like, she can't get nasty. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up here and act like y'all don't like sex now. I know y'all know women listening, but let's not get stoic now, brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't like to hear the word no. Laying
in the bedroom, it's just like a dead deer in the road, just don't want to do nothing. You got to do all the work. You've been working all day or something, and now you got to come home, do all the work, and just get tired. You know what I'm saying? No, you want somebody who's going to shake something. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody who's going to spice up the life. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do it.
They ain't on my list, though. But, if I made you come 10, 11 times, at least you can make me come out one time that I got.
You know what I'm saying? Right. No, get me off. Right. No, get me off. I'm saying get me off a couple times before we even get started. You know what I'm saying? So it'll last longer. So let's talk. I don't
like to hear the word no. I don't like to hear the word no from my woman. It's kind of like, if you're the only person I'm supposed to be coming to with something, and y'all know how we are, guys. Let's just say, I'm going to go on and say it. Now, y'all can say it's nasty, but I talk to a lot of people all over the country, so my viewpoint might be different. But anal sex is on the rise because they say it ain't nothing like booty than new booty. But sometimes it's not the new booty, it's that tight booty. You know what I'm saying? So it's because everything in it is tight.
Vinegar and hot water, she can tighten it up.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying.
That's gay.
So let's just say, okay, somebody wanted to do some butt loving. But the girl's like, nah, I don't want to do no butt loving. You a faggot or whatever. If me and come on, fellas, if we know our girls probably are not into that, how long is it going to take us to get the courage to ask that woman for some butt love? You know what I'm saying? Knowing it's like, gosh.
I mean, like, okay, but it's whatever floats your boat in the bedroom. Personally, I ain't got to stick mine up in there. I don't. No, I'm using it as an example. There's nothing in there would allow me to reproduce. So there's nothing going on in there for me. I need something. I need something that I'm acquainted with, that warm, gushy feeling. I don't even know what it feels like. So I don't even need that.
Well, you should just sit there and be quiet. Be quiet.
No. I'm gonna say this.
Man. Well, I'm saying,
Charlie, I'm gonna say this, yo. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't want my girl thinking I'm a DL nigga. You know what I'm saying? No DLs around here. Down low. No down low around here, man.
No.
Man, the whole thing about it is like you were saying, you touched on one of the brothers kind of said, like a prude in the bedroom, though, to get serious with it. If a guy, if he wants something, I think nothing is off limits if you talk about it. I just talked to a young lady just the other day, and she was cool with, a brother told her straight up, I give you 90% of everything, but 10%, I'm not going to just sleep with you. You're not going to be the only woman I sleep with. That's just the 10% I'm going to hold to myself. and she was actually cool with it.
Word.
She was actually cool with it. And she said, look, he was like, okay, so if I wanted another woman, she was like, if you tell me that's what you're doing, and if you're safe, I know I probably can't compete with some of these women that are out here, and I don't want to compete with. I'm going to stay in my lane and do what I do. I would even sit there and watch you with another woman, but I'd rather you tell me and give me that choice than to not. Now, I know. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm saying this, brothers, because we're on the phone as if they're not on the phone. I'm saying this, the new millennial, the new millennial of women. No, Timmy, check this out, fellas. The new millennial of women, like women from 23 to about 33, 34, their mindset is different from sisters 35 to 50.
I'm just saying, where they at?
It's a whole lot different.
Yeah, they out there. It's all kind of stuff out there. It's also some stuff that you get that you can't get rid of too. So
we're not talking about sexually transmitted diseases.
She can watch. She can watch.
Yeah, she said. Yeah, she said she will watch.
Wow. Let's go to another one. Kwame, let's pause from some things that we don't like, and let's talk about something that we do like. What is it about the booty that a man likes so much? I don't know if you're a butt man or a breast man, but what is it that you like about the booty? What is it?
Yeah, I'm a bootyologist. I'm a bootyologist. Yeah, I'm just. It's what you grab, man. It's what you grab, what you hold on to. You know, I mean, this is one of those things right there.
Y'all came alive. As soon as we start talking about something, y'all just woke now. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm just saying that's what it is, man. It's just something you grab on to, hold on to, you know, smack it, you know.
It looks good. It looks good, man. It look better.
Look, men were made, women were formed.
They like now the challenging thing. Now put it this way: the challenging thing is, again, unfortunately, everyone and their mama is trying to get one when they don't even have one, and we have a lot of challenges with that.
Word.
And you know, and that
don't always look good anyway.
Yeah,
when it's artificial, if it's too big and too just rocky,
right? Yeah, proportion ain't right. You're like, oh man. So right now it's gone too far and too much. You know, right now I just want to put a woman that's, you know, in shape, she's nice, it's cool. I used to be, you know, the Buffy the Body and all that other stuff, and used to be but now, you know, that's too much for me. Yeah, that's too much for me. You know, that's like having turkey dinner every day. Nah.
Ed, what is it about? Are you a breast man, Ed?
I like the playground in the back, brother.
Okay. What is it about the booty that you do like? What is it?
When it jiggle when it walk by.
What does it do to your manhood just because a butt jiggles? You in a relationship with a woman and a nice big jiggly one walk past you. What goes through your mind? Be honest now.
You just got to bite down and bear it. Well, I got what I got. See, it's like it's that domination factor come over. Like, I want that.
It's just muscle and skin, but why is it so powerful, Charlie?
Oh man, that's a goddess right there, dude. You know, she's shaped like that. That means, you know, she was perfectly made. So yeah, that's what's happening.
It's like strength. It's like strength. Have you ever seen a horse with a flat butt? You haven't.
Word. That's word.
You ain't never seen no powerful animal with the old flat butt. You know what I'm saying? That's power, baby.
So you see lions have big asses too, or something?
Everything that got power you ain't never seen no little flat ass animal, except for maybe a little hyena. You know what I'm saying? And they have to hunt in packs. They can't drag nothing. They can tear stuff up with their head, but they can't pull nothing.
So
everything powerful got big butt.
Which one of y'all are a breast man? I'm like this. I'm like this. I'm like this. As long as she got 2 out of 3, breast, face, or booty. If she got 2 out of 3, we can look at the loss. Yeah, I'm an ass man, but if she got a super pretty face and a nice chest, we can work with that. I married one.
No, man, but you know good and well, Timmy. You know good and well if me and all of us hanging out and you come in with that fine girl with the fine face and nice chest, we be like, God, look what Timmy got. But as soon as she passed, she got a flat.
No, I didn't say flat. I didn't say flat. She should be big.
You know good well, bro.
Because look, if women realize all they gotta do is some squats.
Word, I was just gonna say that. Squats and working out. Squats.
Women walking around with a flat foot. Keep the squat.
Y'all gonna say that.
It ain't gotta be flat. Yep.
It don't have to be. So if she got it flat, that's because she wanted it to be. She been put about 3-4 months into them squats. She'll be having something.
Word.
So I mean, again, 2 out of 3, a pretty face. I'm a sucker for a pretty face. I just am. You know, and then but a nice butt. And we ain't talking about just with the walk by. Come on, it's just us on the phone. Remember, I'm talking about when you hitting that thing and it's rippling back towards you.
Gotta have that ripple effect.
That ripple effect. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason you like it too. It's mesmerizing. Right. It's like a wild wave. You know?
Now, guys, y'all might turn against me, but I got to ask y'all a question now. Okay, you know when you're making love, it's something about the rhythm. Okay, so sometimes in the bed, some women can get on team too much. Me, I like a little bit of moving and stuff. I don't think both of us can be moving at the same time. If I'm trying to go in and go deep like this, but you're doing these circles and twerking, can y'all get with that or it don't matter?
No. Let me work mine, and I'm gonna let you work yours. Just chill.
Thank you.
Thank you. You gotta synchronize.
One at a time.
Look. It depends on the song. It depends because I listen to music. It depends on the song, and it depends on the position. Because I don't need her moving when I'm from the back. I don't need all that. Now, if we land on each other on the side or something, then we can kind of, we can dance a little bit like that. But we don't need all the extra movements in certain positions. No.
Man, cause I was with a young girl one time, man, and it's like I'm trying to do my thing, and it's like she twerking and moving and getting up, and I'm like, wait a minute. What we doing? What we doing now? You doing too much?
Man, she watching too many videos, man. That's what it was.
I had a girl sit up here. She was riding, and then she wanted to sit up here and just turn around and all this backward stuff. What the hell is this?
She did a reverse cowgirl on you. She
didn't get up. She just kind of went around. I'm like,
that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That she can stay on it and spin. You got to sit and spin. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's good.
Okay, enough of the sex talk, man. Let's go back to some things we don't like. Some things we don't like. Charlie says allows others to trump a decision when we both already agree upon.
Yeah, that's word. Because we're a team, right? We're the power couple. So how in the hell did somebody else just change our plan without even acknowledgement or okay or what? That's not cool. We're trying to do something here, and you let people who don't even know what's going on putting their hand in stuff and ruining it. So, that's not cool.
I agree.
One more for yours. Denies the benefit of the doubt. Assumes the worst before learning details as if she doesn't know anything about your character.
Word. Yo, see, this dude, right? He's mad with his wife. He mad with his girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm friends with her, right? So he assumes that I'm trying to get with her. So he calls my girl and tells him that I'm trying to bang his girl. And she takes it like this is the truth. When this dude really just trying to abuse his girl, who really don't want to be messing with him no more. So he's trying to ruin my stuff too. So, yeah. So she reacts, listening to this guy who has no credibility, as if we haven't been together as long as we had been together, and taking his word over mine. I'm like, you act like you don't even know me. After all the time we put in together, you don't know my character. You don't know that I care about you and wouldn't do anything to hurt you.
Exactly.
And so this little thing comes up and you just throw me under the bus. That's not cool.
Right.
That's my thing today. That's not cool.
That's not cool. Kwame, you said play the victim, but it's very manipulative. Now, who is she playing the victim to? You or others?
Mainly to me. Play like she's like incapable, and then try to manipulate the situation. It might be, for example, I remember, matter of fact, I have to do this. It's my ex-wife.
Can't hardly hear you, bro.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry. We were and actually, she did this, and I've seen this done with a few other people too. Whereas, you feel that, you feel that the world is against you, and then then you try to manipulate people to move, to make moves for you. And that's I hate that. I hate that whereas you try to play somebody and make them feel, makes things a lot worse than what it is. And it's almost like they're complaining more than what the situation really is. It's like, come on, let's get real. It's not that bad. And number two is, again, you need to work on a solution, trying to fix this problem here. And instead of trying to have me, look stupid here and trying to play somebody like they are stupid.
Okay. We're unmuting the lines real quick. Any other questions? Any other questions? Let me unmute all. Everybody's unmuted. Any other questions? When the person driving that car with the wind blowing, that's why I'm muting you so we can hear. Any other questions? If you got a question.
I have a question for Andre.
Go ahead.
Yes, the question is, as you said, like you spoke to a young lady a few weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, about she'll watch her man be with another woman. I have some friends that they are in relationship with guys, and they actually spend lots of money on these men. But they know they are not the only one. So what are they doing, really?
She a side chick and she's paying the bills?
Repeat that again?
Okay,
the question. Side chick and she's paying for this man?
No. Women, some of my female friends now are paying for men that they are casually dating, like paying their bills and just buying them different types of things, but they know that the guy is dating other women besides them, and they are pretty much, you can say that, yeah.
Oh my God.
So, but they say a lot of women is doing that now, just paying for men because they're outnumbered and they have to be in competition with other women.
And to answer the question, was that for me?
Yeah.
My thing is like, look, it's all relative. Okay, to say a woman, like for my birthday in July, I had a female buy me a Rolex watch. Now, that's not my nothing side piece. She just wanted to do that for me, and I didn't accept it because she's like, it's just a watch. I'm like, no, I know what this is and how much it costs. I cannot accept that from you. But she was like, it's relative. If I wanted to buy you this X amount of dollar watch and it doesn't hurt me, why would you take it? You're hurting my feelings more by not accepting it. It's all relative. Some women might feel they have to buy the man, but some women equate taking care of the man. Okay, it's like this. In the 5 love languages, it's either gifts, it's quality time, it's acts of service, words of affirmation, or physical touch. A woman that's constantly has a man in her life who constantly buys him things is not necessarily trying to buy his love or loyalty. That's her love language. It's gifts. She's expressing her love to him by buying him things. Now, if you're saying, but he's not exclusively hers, to some women that doesn't matter. What I'm saying is we're looking at two different people. You have singles who are single and don't mind remaining single. They'll just take companionship. You have singles who want to be in committed relationship one day. Some of these women just might be like singles who are cool single. They just like the brother, and that's how they show their love. They don't care if he see anybody else because they cool. You know what I mean? That's not everybody, but everybody ain't out here trying to find somebody to ride down the highway of love forever. Everybody ain't trying to do that. Some people are very happy being single.
We often hear the fact about women are outnumbered. We heard that in the last call as well. I think the call even started with that, with Blaylock saying that. But at the same time, I'm like this. A good woman is not that easy to find. So she got options too, is what I'm trying to say.
And let's just not even forget the fact that even if she just has a vagina, she has options. So a woman is not just completely outnumbered because, there's so many men. All she needs is that. And she can get a lot of things for free. Point blank period.
But Timothy, it's like this, but a lot of times the ones that they want, the ones that want them, they don't want them. It's like this, okay, you can say that. That's what you're saying. It's like, okay, well, they're not numbered. She's a good woman. One, it depends on how you define good.
True.
And two, that good woman might not want a brother that's 5'2" or 5'3", shaped like a bowling ball. He might be a good brother.
She got options. If she's attractive, oftentimes she has many options. Many times she just doesn't know it because of what you guys have stated in your list, about 3 or 4 insecurities. She has options. She just don't even know it.
Word.
She's beating herself.
She don't want the ones that want her. She don't want the ones that want her, Timothy. That's the thing about it. She might have a lot of options, but
everybody can't be boxed into that. That's sometimes. But then there are some women, good women, who are good and fine, or just fine, or whatever the situation may be, how you everyone put it together. They got options, man. They ain't that outnumbered. You know what I'm saying?
They in Atlanta all day long. Man, but see, the thing about it, it's like once you raise to that kind, I hate to call it levels. Man, I really hate to do it because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But fine can recognize fine across the board. Attractiveness can, you can look at it. You can see it. And it's just kind of like, okay, she could be good. She could be attractive and all this stuff right here. But they're playing at a different level. They're playing at a different level. And I was kind of coaching one girl. And I'm like, if he has to be 6 feet, 195 pounds with a 6-pack abs, nice job making close to 6 figures, beautiful smile and teeth, how many women do you think want that same dude?
Okay, that's cool and all. That's true. He may have options too.
You know what
all I'm saying is she has options. There ain't really a fine woman that I don't know that doesn't have options. And many times they know it, but not all of them know it. Them women know
but they don't keep it.
They know they come in there with that cleavage showing. That dude is just going to just get jello legs. You know what I'm saying?
But you can look at Holly Berry. Holly Berry has a hard time keeping a dude as fine as she is. It's not in the getting, it's in the keeping.
But she still has options. We didn't say
whether she chooses
right. We didn't say whether she chooses right or what's going on behind closed doors because we don't know if she's the problem or they the problem. The fact is, she has options because you know what? I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are too.
Look, and she picks dudes that have options too. So I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I just heard some sister say, I'm going to just get an ugly man and call it a day. That's what she said.
Look,
you know
any more questions?
I have one more question for the guys.
Go ahead. Who's this,
you
please?
guys always complain about
who's
you want
please?
in the you always have complaints about how things you want in the bedroom. What are you as a man doing to spice the bedroom? You always expect the woman to do it.
Well, I started to speak on this earlier. I mean, it depends on the man. Everybody has their own flavor. Like, some guys want to stick it in the booty. I don't do that. So it's like, I guess that's what, some brothers consider spicy. Me, I believe, foreplay has definitely got to be a part of it. You can't just, sometimes you can. But for the most part, just warm her up to it. And I don't eat anything that gets up and walks away. So I don't know why they call it eating out. But of course, you have to lick it. You know what I'm saying? One thing I know this is gonna sound kind of nasty. I just don't like when she comes in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
But you like when she comes on your mouth?
When she comes in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? It's all down slow.
But you like when she comes in. But you like when she comes on your mouth. What's the difference? That's a double standard.
I ain't say all that. I'm just saying I don't like when she comes in my mouth.
But you want her to come in your mouth, in her mouth?
Well, I don't, how, just anyway, if the light's off, it takes you, you know what I'm saying, by storm, you didn't see it coming and now you got a mouth full of, somebody else want to answer that?
Keep it 100.
I'm keeping it 100. So you spice it up with some foreplay. You spice it up, don't do the same routine all day, missionary, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we know what's coming. Okay, flip it, boom, 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 we're done. No, we got to keep it spicy. You know, dress up, put some lingerie on. Her, not him. Put some lingerie on.
I'm talking about you guys. We already doing our part. Why don't you guys make it better?
What I'm saying is, one thing a woman needs to do in order to get that man aroused, she got to quit being in a relationship or a marriage with him, walking around with that thing tied around her head all the time. She got to be able to loosen herself up. You know what I'm saying? And look like she's ready to do something. And that will arouse him more. But foreplay, that's my answer. Foreplay, don't be afraid to lick. And if you're hitting it, play with it while you're doing that too. Somebody else want to ask?
Hello, guys.
Okay, they are shot.
No, ain't nobody shot. What can we do to spice up? What's the question again, young lady?
Yeah, I'm saying
what can men do?
We can do whatever.
What
are
can
you doing to spice up?
to make it better in the bedroom?
We can do whatever is necessary. We can do whatever's necessary.
Who are you,
What do you need?
I'll do that.
What do you need? What do you need?
It ain't gonna be no threesomes with no dude in the room. None of that.
Well, that right there,
I don't need no help.
Pause.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah.
I think hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think her question is, women can do things to woo you in the bedroom, wear our lingerie, turn a couple of tricks, do this, that. But what do y'all do to woo us? Yeah, we getting that pipe. Yeah, but what else you doing to woo us? What are you doing to turn me on? What are you doing to turn me on?
Okay, I got you.
That's a good question.
I can answer that.
That's a good question.
Okay, I think that sex for a woman begins way before you hit the bedroom. It starts with that first kiss in the morning. Baby, you look wonderful today. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Andre.
It starts when she's working. It starts when she's there. You just calling her just because. I was just thinking about you just because, baby. I can't wait to see you this afternoon. I can't wait to see you this evening. It's wordplay because women are so much more visual than we are. You know what I'm saying? We're a lot more physical, but it starts in the beginning. It starts in the morning. Just letting her know that you're thinking about her.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. And so I just kind of think that that's where it really starts for a woman, and that's what we can do, because a lot of times as men, we just lose focus, because sometimes we do think, well, gosh, what is she going to do for me? But a lot of times it's those words, man. It's that romance, because all of them waiting for that Prince Charming. They're waiting for that Prince Charming just to kind of sweep them off their feet still. I don't care how old they get. A lot of times princes grow up to be kings. Princesses grow up to be queens. And we always hear a lot of brothers talk about, man, my queen is my queen that. And sisters like, I'm waiting for my king. That's a little childhood fantasy thing, man. They still have that little girl in them. You got to speak to the little girl. That'll activate that woman.
Activate that woman. I just know that all and that's good. That's good feedback. I one thing I dislike is putting all women into a box and putting all men into a box, because we have the different love languages as you spoke on earlier. I believe many of us read that book. And if we want to box everyone in as if she's a gift giver, she should be a gift giver, or she needs words of affirmation. Some women don't need you to tell them how pretty they are. They can look in the mirror and tell themselves that. They need some gifts with that coat, with that bag. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're giving you, a roll up to whatever you said. So we're not all.
The thing about it
is different. We're not all the same. Our relationships are not the same.
This is true, but a woman a lot of times, or me, we love the language that we want to receive it. Yeah, we give the way we want to receive.
I agree with you saying that wordplay is very good, and that foreplay is just that it just don't move on everybody. You know, when we don't move on everybody. Sex that's just something I personally don't do, because every person, every relationship is different. That's just what I've experienced. Kwame, you want to touch on this?
And brother,
go ahead. Go ahead, Andre.
The question I was going to ask the other brothers, because I have a problem. I've learned it over the years, because I had to ask myself different questions. And it's like, I'm like, okay, it's not my way or the highway. I'm not always right. But when I was looking for a relationship, I had to ask myself, do I know the things that might make it? Because I need to be able to recognize it in my woman. Is she an introvert or extrovert? What does that mean? Because that's going to mean if I want to hang out all the time, but she's an introvert, she's going to want to stay in a lot of the time. And if she ain't going out with me, I'm going to feel some kind of way. Can we recognize the love languages? Have we prepared ourselves to look at the way our woman loves us? Because that's really most of the time, Timothy, like you said, we'll get it back. Everybody's not the same. You know what I mean? But If she's giving me stuff all the time, that's what's going to turn her on. If she's talking to me all the time, encouraging me all the time, that's what's going to turn her on. You know what I mean? She's telling you exactly what to do to turn her on. If we
and
sit back
usually
and
whatever love language, well, I think you said it earlier too, but it's common sense. Whatever love language that they're using towards you, that's what they want you to use towards them. If she's
that's
always
exactly
you,
right.
Go, baby, you can do it. She wants you to be able to say those same things to her. So if you're walking around mute and you want to do just come up and slap her on the butt while she's cooking, she feeling more like a piece of meat versus because you're not saying anything with it. You know what I mean? You're not loving her in the way that she wants to be loved.
Amen.
Let's move on, y'all, because this time is 10:15. I want to get out of here in about 15-20. We might have to do a part 2 of this. I'm trying to skip some things that we all have on our list same. So come on, Ed, jealous person.
Jealous person. I'm gonna put that in the category of person. No matter what you're doing, is not related to another female. It could just be your everyday life. Jealous about what you're doing, and at that time is not focused on them. And what I mean by that is basically you could be out and about, you know, in your free time, you know, when you're not with that person. And it's like, what you doing? Who you talking to? Why you there? You know, all that kind of stuff. Or they're jealous about hobby you may have. I don't play video games. Some guys do. They're jealous of the time they spent doing that. It could be jealous of time that you spent with your best friends, going out, you know, all of that. It's just a person that no matter what, they're occupied with everything that you're doing.
Does that kind of go and coincide with your number 3, which is overly attached?
No, the overly attached is, for instance, the way I categorize that, like there was a young lady that I was talking to, just communicating through messaging for a little while, and then, you know, asked for number, and I was hesitant about doing that, and of course I did it, and, you know, right off the bat, phone rings, you know, talk to the person, trying to get to know them, whatever, and the next verse to come out was, okay, boo, you know, and every sentence after that was, okay, boo, and I'm you're an older woman, but it's like every time you talk to me, it was that. I was like, wait a minute, I know your first name, you know my first name, you don't know anything else about me, but now I'm your boo, and I'm like, hold up. I'm like, it's got to be a little bit more to it than that. So I met the young lady for lunch one day, you know, whatever. I said, okay, great conversation.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Are you saying that she's saying, like, okay, boo, too early? Because you don't mind being called that, right? Is it
right.
too soon?
Yeah, I just felt that it was too early. You know, I don't know enough about you to go ahead and say, okay, you mine, you know, like that. It's like, that's something like you in a relationship and you know, hey, she's mine, I'm hers, you know, whatever. But it was just off the rip, and I'm like, no, and that became an instant turn on.
Is this the woman that didn't look like her pictures?
Yeah,
that too. Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, y'all ladies, make sure y'all update those pictures too. You know, it's 2016. They got like them. You know how them red pictures from the 70s.
But that go for us too. You know, you gotta have.
Yeah, we do too. I'm saying
about that, cuz. Because you don't like how you look. Why would I like how you look? You need to love yourself.
We all in like late 30s or early 40s, so we all know about those pictures with the red tint. So you can't be having them on Facebook. And you see them later on. Is like, what you say, Ed? You said you went to the place to meet her, but you left because you thought she wasn't there.
Right. Because the person that I saw did not resemble the picture that profile. So I was like, wow.
But what did y'all meet at? I'm trying to remember. Where did y'all meet?
I was supposed to be going to Applebee's, but she wanted to meet at Burger King, so that was my first time right there.
Damn, rated herself.
Oh, you better at Burger King.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all crazy. Hey, man, y'all crazy. Does any one of y'all on the phone have a big problem as I do with a woman who nags? Y'all have a problem with the nagging?
We got that on the list a couple of times. We're going to get to that one in a minute because a couple of people got that on the list. Kwame, you've been kind of quiet, man. You said a woman that's too needy. That's your number 4. We winding down on your list.
Yeah. Just, I like an independent woman. I don't mind a woman that says that she may need something, but when it gets to a point where it's too needy.
Can't hardly hear you, brother. Sorry. Can't hardly hear you.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't mind an independent woman, and I don't mind a woman with an ass when they may need something. But when she gets too needy, needs me to, do everything for her, like put her shoes on, go shopping with her. Has to have walk up and down, wear the same thing. I mean, come on, this stuff is, we're grown folks now.
You're gonna have to stop with her now. That's one thing.
Oh no. She don't get that twisted now. I ain't saying not to do anything with her. But again, there's a point where it's, again, we are, we're two individuals, and you don't need to be around each other 24/7. Even if we got married, we don't need to be around each other 24/7 and be all up under each other. We need, we have a life, and we had a life before we met each other, and we continue to have a life, while we with each other. So I'm saying is, we don't need to be around each other 24/7, and she doesn't need, she doesn't need me to be, complete her and breathe for her. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, Charlie. You say something, your number 5 is you don't want a woman who's, and that's good, Kwame, you don't want a woman who's rude in conversation, long-winded run-on sentences that turn into a discussion, and they turn a discussion into a lecture, talking over one another and yelling. And that's exactly why we try to, have some order even here. It's like I told the brothers earlier, if they got something to say, they can kind of chime in. But we want to definitely have every brother keep in mind that it's 5 other brothers over here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 brothers on the phone, and we all want to have a decent amount of time to express ourselves. So we don't want to be too long-winded, and we definitely don't want to talk over each other. But can you go ahead and elaborate on that about rude in conversation?
Well, I'm just saying, rudeness is disrespect, and we can't disrespect each other if we say we care about each other. And then the other thing is that the vehicle for us to get to know each other is what we say to each other and how we express our views and aspirations and ideals and stuff like that. And you can't get that if you're being rude. You don't want to hear what he had to say. You don't share the floor. You don't take turns in sharing your ideas. So if you already decided that this guy you with, you don't want to know nothing about him anymore, then it's not going to work. You're not going to go forward from where you at to the next place. Because that communication is that vehicle to get from here to there.
That's good, man. You can tell you're educated. What you say you are, man? An engineer?
I'm an electrical engineer, man. I do automation and robotics and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. You sound like it. Like you know something.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Hey, let's get your number 4 real fast. Oh man. I think we keep male friends that are obviously not platonic on the male's part. That's very hard. Yeah.
Yo, man. Because, what happens is, even though they want to admit it, they want more than your attention. So some do. I can't be with a woman who has to have the attention of every man she comes in contact with. So you know this dude want to be with you, and you know it in your heart, but you pretending like y'all just friends, that's just disingenuous. And that's a threat to our relationship. So you staying in contact with that guy, I can't be down. I'm not gonna compete with this dude, and you know he's trying to get with you. So out of respect for me and our relationship, you need to put that dude on the side. Get rid of him instead of pretending like, he's just my friend. No, he's not. He's trying to get you.
Oftentimes he is her friend to her, but we as men, just like a woman, I say this analogy, a woman can be across the room. she can see her man on the other side of the room, and she can tell by another woman's body language what she's up to. She ain't even got to be that close. She can know what's going on because that woman's intuition or whatever. We men have intuition too. It don't stop at a woman. We know
she wouldn't put up that for a second.
Men.
If it was me, she wouldn't put up for 1 second. If it was me,
right.
But you won't let me.
No men, especially if we get around him and get his vibe. He ain't trying to be no friend because if a friend, if you offered it to him, he'll take it. That's not a friend.
Word up.
That's not a friend. I got some friends that I couldn't do it for nothing. Period. But then I got some who are friends, and if given the chance, back in the day, it definitely would have went down. So.
Word. So damn that.
We're going to open this up to some more questions, and we're going to, I'm going to see if they want to keep going or not, because we don't want to hog up people's time. Any questions out there?
I do have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Who's speaking?
Go ahead.
He said that just a few seconds ago about his girl having a male friend.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that if he was in a relationship with this woman and that person has been friends with her prior to getting with you, can she introduce you as, okay, this is my friend, this is platonic, and how will you feel about that?
Well, me personally, I mean, I'm going to have friends when I meet her. So it depends on the level of relationship, on how much of a friend that we were. If I know that it's best to, sever that relationship, because if I'm really, and that's not going to come immediately. She's not going to meet me, you're going to have to cut off of your friends. Nothing like that. Right. But if me and her begin to get serious, and I know this was a friend that we've been a little bit more close than, she would, approve of, then that's something that I would just have to weigh based upon the friendship. Yes, she's going to have friends. But if she knows deep down, and I can find out some things down the line that, they did some things, or it's just deeper than what she's saying, then that's going to be the problem. But her to have friends, that's just going to be normal for people to have friends when you meet them, depending on what that friendship is. And at the end of the day, it's just going to have to be some sacrifices made. People want to be single, get in a relationship, and still live a single life. They want to have everything like they had it before they got into a relationship. You might as well stay single if you're not ready to compromise.
So basically, Kwame, if you find out your girl and her male friend had a past together, a sexual relationship together, and they still remain friends, you'll have a problem with that.
That's Timothy. But go ahead, Kwame. I would. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kwame. She said your name, but this is Timothy. Go ahead. I definitely would have a problem with it. Heck yeah, if they had a sexual past.
Anybody can answer that question for me. Anybody can answer that for me. So we have a problem.
Who's the young lady? Who's that?
Hold on.
Who, what's your name?
My name is Linda.
Okay.
Well, Linda, I'm the new guy coming in and seeing objectively what's going on. And I'm seeing that this dude really ain't trying to be her friend. He's the guy stuck in this friend zone, and he's mad about that. So he's trying to get in any way he can. And I'm recognizing that because I just stepped in the situation and seeing it. And she's my girl now. And this dude trying his best to undermine me. So, yeah, she needs to cut that dude loose.
Look, I'm kind of like, I feel like sometimes the thumb. I don't have a problem with it because I know that I have female friends that I've been intimate with in the past that we've got over that, but we're cool. We'll never go back there physically. I don't want them. They don't want me, but there was something about the friendship. And I will introduce those people to whoever I'm with now. But it's just kind of like if they've been there for me, all relationships, you ain't meant to be with everybody that you hook up with. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a real friendship and they got your back and you have that thing, it's like I'm not going to cut my real friends loose for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I can introduce you. And it's not like me and my friends, we hang around all the time. We hang out all the time. But if they should happen to call me and want my input on something like this right here, it's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I swear I don't.
And that's why we have different points of view on this phone. Because I don't believe I will be 100% being faithful, me personally, and loyal to my woman, to have someone from my past in my present. That's that's crisscrossing. That's just not That ain't cool. I mean, you have people who like to have trophy wives. I don't want a trophy wife. I want my wife. You have people who like open relationships. I don't want an open relationship. That's my woman. You know what I'm saying? So people have different outlooks on situations. So just make sure, we just throwing our ideas out there, but definitely it would not be respectful in the eyes of many to have people, especially sexual, because you have become one with that person. You've connected in the most intimate way there is possible with somebody, and he's going to be sitting up here calling them on what you doing? No, it ain't happening. Period. No. Mm-mm.
I have a comment on that.
Go ahead, question.
I have a comment about that. My daddy said, if you don't take care of your kitchen, somebody else going to take care for you. Why do you want another man or another woman in your house? That doesn't work.
Exactly.
God don't allow to have 3 men. If that case, then you would have been married with 3 women or 2 women. It don't work like that. You have to stay focused with your woman and your man. It never
and
works.
Who is this and what country are you from?
Darian.
Darian? Where are you from? Mary.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how your culture is? Or that's just your family? Or is that
That's
more,
how the Word of God says to be.
Amen. I know that's right.
what the Word of God says that you're supposed to be. A man and a woman. No 2 men.
Can I add to that?
Sure. Who's this?
This is Dawn. and to me, in addition to this, because it's really good to hear the male point of view of things, because I'm going to be honest, 99% of females feel the same way. And a lot of times it's not granted. A lot of times I've experienced to where my friends are my friends, and that's it. And when I'm in a relationship, my friends are our friends, because I'm like, I come from a very social background, so like there's nothing to hide, so it will be fun and entertaining at times to like be able to hang around my friends. I got some cool friends, so but from hearing the male's point of view but not being granted, like how do you get to that point? You understand what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a very open person from the gate. Like, from the start, you have to know me. That way you know exactly who you're dealing with. No time wasted, and it's there, cut and dry. So my big thing are friends. And I notice this day and age, people will call their brother, like, their brother and their sister, someone that they're, like, sleeping with. I'm like, that's weird to me. What? That's really weird.
Exactly. That's
I don't
my brother.
It. Right. I don't get it. I don't come from that. But okay, but with that being said, you know what I'm saying? If you don't establish that from the beginning, like you have to like be 100% like no from the start. And I know females do that. Do you guys do that from the start? The ones who object to it?
You said say no from the start, like past relationship?
Okay, because okay, to you feel like no, your past friends that you've had some physical relationship with, like no, I don't go for that. Are you upfront with that from the beginning?
That's from the gate, because they don't sense of wasting time. And then if it'll be a push and pull, but something she wants to do is something I don't desire. So it's definitely something that needs to be talked about early on. First conversation, I'm not going to say that, but definitely early on, and then we'll decide if we want to get serious from that. But yeah, I've been that friend. I've been that he's like a cousin or whatever they want to say to him. I mean, I'm on the passenger seat and we about to go do some things. You know what I'm saying? So she came on my crib and we just outside chilling about to, whatever. So at the end of the day, I've been that brother, friend, and we know how that stuff roll. We know.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep men, I say, for me, I would say she's not ready. Maybe she is ready, but my definition of being ready is she's not ready for a relationship, at least not with this type of man, because it has to be exclusive. And especially concerning past sex. No. It's too much intimacy there.
Because something's keeping him around. Remember that.
Yeah.
Something's keeping him around. Mm-hmm.
Right. Any more questions? Comments? Elaboration?
I have a question. I do. I have a question. This is Dawn again. Okay, because everyone's kind of like, I get it. Everyone sounds a little corporate on the phone. I'm a little laid back. I want to know, how do you guys feel about the recovered nasty girl? How do y'all feel about the girl who, like, okay, she was a runaway girl, but she's, like, recovered?
Well, I'm going to say this real briefly. I'm going to let y'all speak. There's some biblical perspectives, which God spoke on, even concerning prostitutes. If God can forgive her, who am I to say she can't be forgiven and start anew? That's just my outlook on it. It don't matter what someone has done. If they have made it up in their hearts to be a changed person, you can't hold somebody's past over their heads. Whether you can deal with it or not is a personal thing. So you need to let that be known earlier on, too. If you in a bunch of porno flicks and, and guys are sniggling and giggling when you walk by, you need to know why. So, yeah.
Right.
Feedback? Anybody else?
So I kind of think it's like when it comes to that, like sometimes when it comes to the past, if it's something like I have a disease, I have a sickness, I've been in porn movies like Timothy said, such and such and such. I mean, these are things that are going to have like lasting repercussions if they're found out, about you. You know what I mean? So that's something that I really should know, because I don't want to be sneaking upstairs one day you're at work on the computer watching porn they ain't supposed to be, and I come across your picture, your flick. So that's something I really need to be knowing about. But all this divulging of information, well, I used to be a male stripper when I was such and such back in high school. It's kind of go too far, because your past is the past. If it's not going to really affect what's going on and you've gotten over it, if it was something harmful, hurtful, or whatever it is, you might have to talk about that. But sometimes people just divulge just too much in an effort of just being so honest. I don't need to know all your freak behavior. I really don't. If that's not who you were, that's not who you are right now. Don't tell me I used to be with 1,000 guys. I don't want to hear that. I don't need to hear that information. You see what I'm saying? Leave that skeleton bone leave that bone right in the closet. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something, show me certain things. You know what I'm saying? I believe sometimes we say too much.
It depends on the person. If she's working with her boss and her boss have had a relationship, an affair, and all that, I don't want to know that. I do want to know that, because I need to know why she's currently innocent. It's some things I just want to know. I'm not saying super early, but there's some things that we need to know. As we get serious, I think mature individuals know how to release as time goes on. Before we continue, it is about 10:38. I don't want to have a reputation of having super long calls. So do y'all want to continue this call next week, or do y'all want to go ahead and finish these men lists? It's on y'all. Come on. Speak, somebody. Huh?
I'm free. I'm listening. Let's finish.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest.
Keep going.
Okay, so we're about to meet the calls again.
I got some questions.
Okay. Okay, I had to mute everybody now. I'm muting the men. They wanted to keep going. I just didn't want to be rude with people's time. It is a Friday night. Oftentimes, if you're not out by this time, you're probably not going anywhere. So, really. Number 3. No. We need to go get some Blaylocks. Jealousy. What you talking about, bro?
Just sometimes, like, because of the nature of what I do, 90+% of the people that I talk to and I engage with are women. And it's like, when I was first writing the book and trying to get this stuff together, it's like, because of this, it's like, well, who are you talking to? Why are you talking to? Sometimes, depending upon what time people hit me up from the website and stuff, somebody might call me from California, at 10 o'clock their time, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning my time. And it would ring the phone. And so sometimes I'm like, look, babe, if I'm with you, I'm with you. This is my vision and stuff. And like, again, just trying to work within the parameters. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. Well, I don't see why you got to be doing this. I don't see why they calling you. This isn't your thing. It's my thing. And I'm building.
Whoa. You said you married, right? So it's not an it's an us thing and a we thing, right?
No, I'm saying, in the beginning, before I was married, I started doing this stuff in 2008, 2009, before I got married. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like when I was doing stuff and I was on the bill, the ones I was trying to date at that time, the jealousy just kind of overrode the mission. The book never would have been written. The blog never would have been completed if I would have listened to all that. Well, you shouldn't have been doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be. I'm like, no. This isn't your thing. This is something I'm called to do. This is something I'm called to do. You can't sit up there and mix my Kool-Aid. Now, how can we work together with it? You know what I mean? How can we work together with it? But you can't tell me what I'm supposed to be doing over here. What are you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? How can you help me? Don't be deconstructing my puzzle. You know, so it's like, but once everything is together, you just have to get together and talk. But like I said, man, even when you get married, I forgot who said it. Maybe it was Charlie. But even when you get married, man, it's like you're two people becoming one. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to learn how to become one. You don't just automatically, I'm married now, boop, now we kind of got it assimilated into the org. Now we're just one person. You know what I mean? We're becoming. We got to learn this thing. Where do you fit in? Okay, get in where you fit in, because some places you don't fit in, and where you don't fit, don't try to fit.
Right.
You know what I mean? That don't mean I love you any less, but you know, I mean, so the jealousy part with me, sometimes a jealous person can keep you from your mission because you're trying to please them, and you'll just stop doing what you're supposed to be doing to placate them. And I don't think either person is happy that way.
Ed, you got some feedback on that? I think you said jealousy too, or something like that. You got some feedback on that?
No, I mean, it's pretty much like what he said. I mean, it can't really.
You don't. That's fine. You don't want to stretch it if you don't really have nothing to add to it.
Yeah.
Kwame, I want to give you out even out the floor. That's all. Kwame, are you still there, Kwame?
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I was drinking.
Jealousy. We talking about jealousy. What's happening?
Jealousy. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. You know, no one likes to be around that. It's an insecurity.
Right.
To be around an insecure person. So.
At the same time, I believe, like, when even in a serious relationship, if I'm moving towards, if we're in a serious relationship, obviously my long-term goal is marriage. So I need to start treating her and honoring her input, honoring her decision making as well. And of course, if my wife is sitting in the bed, because I've had this, have people contact me from all different type of countries, whether it's good money or not, it's still our phone. Whether it's my cell phone and her cell phone, I primarily use it as a couple. We left I, mine, and me alone. It's us, our, and we. We don't even want to use those words too much. So if the phone ringing, that's messing not just with her sleep, my sleep, is messing with her sleep as well. She has the right to say, why are they calling so late? Why can they not respect my time zone? Or can I shut the phone off at a certain time? So she does have an input. Even if we're in a serious relationship, I shouldn't feel that I have the liberty to just run and go. If you want to do all the stuff you want to do as a single person, stay single. I'm an extrovert. She's an introvert. She's going to have to deal with it. That's why a lot of marriages and relationships don't work, because where is the compromise? It's all about you and what you want. I want my woman to have input. I want her to have, to help give me some direction on this vision. Because if I plan for her to be a part of it, I need to know how she feels about it. I need to know her thinking process about it. That's just how I feel.
Can I jump in that? This Charlie, man.
Go ahead.
My honey won't spill no jealousy because she knows me. She knows that I chose her out of everybody else. Everybody else. And so, therefore, she knows that I have her best interest at heart, and she can rest assured that whatever's going on, I'm going to handle it for us.
Right.
Word.
Yes. You handle it for us.
For us.
Exactly. Charlie, since you chimed in, let's tag on to your number 3. Engaging in or starting hostile arguments with her ex, causing the need to unnecessarily check said ex and to defend her honor. What do you mean by that?
All right. Everybody, in our age, we kind of end up there in age and all. So, therefore, your mate probably got some baby daddy or whatever in their past and stuff. They had to deal with them because they got children with them. So, out of respect for our relationship, don't go hollering out this dude out his name. Don't go cussing at him and stuff like that. Because then I got to step in and make sure he's civil with you. How can I do that when you bringing up all this ruckus? You know? If he's doing it, that's another thing. Because then I got grounds to check at him. But if you causing all this ruckus, you put me in a bad situation that I can't really support, you know? So, you know, that gotta not happen. That can't happen. If you acting like that, then there's some residual something going on between you and him. You still not over this dude or something.
What do you mean you can't support a guy I want to get this right. A guy mouthing off at your woman, disrespecting her. You saying you can't get involved in that, or what are you saying? I want to get.
What I'm saying is she is causing ruckus with him.
Mm-hmm.
She is initiating the hostilities and stuff like that. I'm saying I can't support that if you got unresolved anger with this dude. And you can't just let that go, you know? And out of respect for our relationship, you know, because I definitely can't have him retaliating by cussing her out and stuff like that. I can't have that.
No, it's not going to be.
So don't put me in a bad situation where I got to defend you because you started some shit.
Right.
That's not cool.
Right. Because at the same time, like, you know, if I see my mom out there fighting, I will find out who in the wrong later. You're not going to be fighting my mama or my woman or something. We'll find out who started it later. But for right now,
Tim, that goes to the point what I was saying earlier before about playing the victim and manipulating the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking. That's some of the things I'm talking about. You know, you played it real nicely. It's, you know, you gonna get back at that dude. I'm gonna get my current man to knock my old man out.
Word.
Now, people tell me I had a woman. Me and her started seeing each other. Now I knew she was married. I knew they was in the midst of a separation. That's why I don't deal with no separation stuff. If it ain't totally done, I'm not doing it. Me and her had went to Canada a couple of times. I was living in Michigan, so it wasn't that far. You know, you drive over to Detroit, over the bridge, you're in Canada. So we spending some time and all this and that. One particular night, she's trying to rush home. Okay, we rush. You know, we need to get there by 2:30 or whatever. So we rush into her house. We get to her house like a little bit before, about 2:15, something like that. So we didn't put the kids in. She had 2 children. One of them had a disability and all that. So we got him out the car, put him, me and her sitting on the couch. And I hear boom, 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 boom. You know, hood, you know, music. You don't hear music. This music started getting closer. Boom, boom. This music then came up in the driveway. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm sitting on the couch. I'm still not paying it too much mind. And then and then I'm like, what the? I look up at the front door. We're in the living room, and all you see is this eyeball because you got the glass at the top of the door. Trying to look down and see who's up in there and what we're doing. Long story turn short, nobody got killed. Let's just say that. Nobody got killed, but it could have went that way. He didn't receive it too good. He started kicking on the door and all that. But at the end of the day, nobody was killed. And so women will try to even put you in situations to set you up. From the hood, I've lived in Flint. I lived in projects for 10 of those years when I was out there. One rule we have, man, you would notice for some hood dudes, is when they go meet a girl, she either coming to their house, she gonna meet them at a hotel, or if he go to her house, his homies are in the driveway about 2 or 3 deep. That's just how it rolls. Because some of these people be on some of that setup type stuff. Whether it's just to straight up rob you or set you up to make their man mad. Another woman, she was going through a separation, had the same thing. Had me coming over there asking me to help because she was losing the house and he wanted the house and now he putting her out and all this and that and the other. So now want me to help her pack. Okay. Tomorrow, you want his weight set? And I'm like, no, I don't want none of his stuff. Don't give me that. Because next thing you're going to be trying to say is, it's over his house. Regardless of what her intent was she just pissed off at him because she took everything. I'm talking about tissue blind, everything. Whether she was just trying to get rid of, and piss him off, I don't know. But you have to be careful with some of these women because they don't realize they playing with lives. Now you got one man dead, one in prison, and she done moved on to another John or whoever. Simply because she's trying to piss somebody off. That jealousy. And some of these dudes will kill. if they see their woman, they got some videos on YouTube. This man that went up into a apartment, cussing the new guy out. Get out of here! I love her. I'll die for her. They got it on video. I'll die for this pussy. That's what he said. I'm just saying what he said. Get out the house is what he told me. Yeah. I'll die for it. And the new guy that got his coat and whatever, and I think he got a baby by her. The new guy got a baby by her. He made him leave. Some of these dudes are nuts, and some of these females are nuts. So you got to be careful what you're dealing with.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Andre, sense of entitlement.
Yeah. Yeah, I think y'all brothers know what that is. That whole sense. I deserve this. I deserve that. Wait a minute, where you get that from? You see what I'm saying? Because that's related to, like, I was with a sister. Now look, I'm all about Charlie. I'm not gonna use Charlie. I'm gonna use Timothy, because Timothy might beat his brother. It's like, if Timothy's woman, he'll get in the car, maybe make sure that his wife or his woman's car has full tank of gas, and he'll check it out and be like, yo, baby, I don't want you to pump gas at night because it's not safe. You know, I can see him being like that. And maybe the rest of the brothers on the call. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah. But for me, myself, it's like, look, I'll do anything for you. I'm not going to think to sit up there and look in your car and make sure it's got gas. Now, if you don't want to pump it, you be like, babe, my gas is almost low or whatever. Would you go get me? But yeah, baby, boom, I get in the key, I go. But I'm not going to be monitoring your gas tank. But I was with someone who had that sense of entitlement, like, well, the last person I was with made sure that my gas tank stayed full, and they made sure that my car was clean all the time. And I'm like, we can have car wash. We can have car wash Wednesday.
Sometimes they lie. They just want you to do it.
Word.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, we can compromise. We have car wash Wednesday. You know, where I wash your car on Wednesday, I make sure it's clean every Wednesday. But you got it Thursday through Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, well, you out there wiping yours. See, the sense of entitlement that they get from other people. This one particular person had 9 brothers. All the guys she tried to date had to go through her brothers. See, I don't deal too well with that kind of stuff. You know? I mean, I just don't. The sense of entitlement just kind of drives me up the wall.
That's kind of almost natural, though, because my sisters got 5 brothers that we lived with. My mother had 9 children. So when the guy that came around, we knew what time it was. At the same time, totally, there's 16 of us. 8 sisters, 7 other brothers. At the same time, when you bring your woman to a family function, whether you like it or not, they sizing her up. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know it or not, her family sizing you up. So you, in a way, might be going through them, whether it's their conversation or their input on you or whatever the situation is. You can't control whether you kind of go through, like especially her father or a father figure, and she trusts his input. You going through him regardless of whether you like it or not. You know, same thing like maybe with your mother or your aunt. She's going through them. I'm not saying you're going to value their opinions, but the fact of the matter is, hopefully she makes a good impression, because that's going to, fall down on your relationship as years goes on, whether she gets invited or not, and all that type of stuff.
So enough.
Nagging, Andre. You say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. Nagging. Nagging is like being pecked to death by a duck. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
he said duck.
Yeah, it's like being pecked to death by a duck. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if it's a sharp beak and it's tearing flesh. But it's like, you keep saying the same thing over and over again. It's like, well, God, babe, why we keep going through the same thing? Now, sometimes, shut up, Charlotte. Maybe sometimes, man, we could be hard-headed, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, I mean, it's like, I'd rather really be outside, exposed to the elements, to be sitting down in the house listening to your mouth all the time now about the same thing, because sometimes you're just different. Sometimes it's not going to be like that. It's like, look, I'll try. When I'm thinking about it, I do it. But when I'm not thinking about it, that's not my natural thing to do. So why you keep getting on me about the same old, same old? I'm not you. So quit nagging me about it. Let me be me. You know what I mean? And I'll let you be you.
That's respect, man. That's a matter of respect. She don't respect you if she's treating you like a child, man. That's not respect.
That's what it is. But a lot of times, you know, they can do that, man. And it's like, I believe it's like, well, let's just say, for instance, me personally, when I eat, I like to wash the dishes right then and put them up. I don't like the dishes to sit overnight. No one likes washing the dishes. So it's like, well, if you use it, go in and wash it and put it away. Well, after 2 or 3 days, it's like, well, you're not a team player because you don't wash the dishes. I'm like, I do wash the dishes. When I use them, I wash them. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wash them. Bobby doggone, y'all don't like washing dishes. There ain't going to be Mr. Dishwasher around this piece that just sit there in the sink. Somebody wash them. And I ain't going to hear a whole bunch of mouth about it, pecking me like a duck.
Duck. Damn.
Edward, now I have one on my list. It's called Can't Control Her Kids.
Oh, Lord.
Or let kids and her family walk all over her. Can you go ahead and chime in on that? Even though it's mine, can you chime in on, have you ever dealt with a woman who just couldn't control her damn kids? And I say it because it was just that frustrating. And eventually, when she just has no control, it's going to destroy the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that just comes from just the lack of wanting the discipline. And, you know, you sitting up there, you know, you trying to enjoy each other's company, and you see this stuff going on, and it's like, nah, if this was my child, you know, like your mommy do back in the day, all you had to do is look at them, and they're going to go sit, as Tyler Perry say, sit down. But, you know, like I say, a lot of these people now, they just let the kids do whatever, and they talk about they so tired and they sick of them and this and that. But it just really just comes from a lack of discipline, and that right there, that can really kill a relationship off rip too. Because eventually, if you become as a couple, that's what you got to deal with. So if you go to discipline them and they telling you, I don't want you disciplining the kids or this or that or whatever, they're my kids, it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of common ground and something going on.
To do for them like they yours, and if you get with a woman, yes, you should accept those kids as your own. It shouldn't be them my kids. I mean, especially if y'all super serious. Oh, I got my kids and your kids. No, it's gonna be a Brady Bunch up in here. You know, this is us. But you want me to do for them as a father and lead them as a father and do all these great things for them and turn them into great adults, influence them to be better people. But discipline is a part of that. Because you spare the rod, you're going to spoil that child. And all that other stuff, you kind of being counterproductive towards. If you could think you're going to let them run rampant and do whatever they want. And the second part of that was letting her family walk over her. Every time they call, they want to borrow some money. This is y'all money now. This ain't just her money. This is y'all money. Every time they want to borrow, they need this. They need her to run and do this. Now, anybody who understands marriage knows that the wife is first, knows that the husband is first. But when she gets to that point to where it's always a push and pull, where she can't stand up for herself and realize that, you know, that you're first and what y'all had planned come first. But now everything is thrown haywire because such and such needs you to come to their rescue. That was my thing with the family walking all over her, borrowing all her clothes and don't bring them back and want to drive the car. And, you know, like it's just like she's still single, you know, when she's no longer single. It's us now. But it's, when women are very, I think somebody said it earlier, when they're very relational, some of them have a problem standing up to people, especially if that's been their norm for most of their lives. Now you get with a man and say, no, that's our car. You're not going to just, you know, let people do come and go, and you want to borrow money, especially them jokers that don't want to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? I always got a need, but ain't never coming to help when you need them. So,
but you got 3 cars. You could let them use one.
Man, I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying. You know, whether they cool or not, you know. Next question. Suspicious, insecure. Anybody want to chime on suspicion and insecure?
I already hit that though, man. That was one of mine back early.
Suspicious and insecure. Disrespectful, mean that. We hit that. Like I said, we got some of the same one. Childish. It's one thing to be relative to the youth. It's another to act like one. I don't mind a woman having that girl on the inside, but there has to be a time where we adults. We got to grow up. We got to just be adult-like. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to always feel like you were a kid, you know? And that can definitely destroy a relationship for me because I'm young, especially I look young, but 39, I'm not that young. I want to feel like I'm with a woman. You know what I mean? It's just a difference when you with a mature woman. I don't even know if I can explain it. But it's just the way she carries herself, the conversation she has. It's not always laughing, giggly all the time. It's just a time just to be a woman. Can any of y'all relate what I'm saying? Maybe not. Hello?
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I got to ask the fellas though, Kwame and Charlie, what age women do y'all normally date? What's your age range? Where are you comfortable?
What I'm comfortable with? Nothing less than 36 is stretching. 36 is really stretching.
That's too young. That's probably too young.
So you like them older than 36?
Put it this way, yeah, that's it. 36 is the youngest. Again, that's stretching. Anything else above that, I haven't really done anything. I haven't really messed with anybody other above 52.
Yeah.
That's again, I just say anything, open, but still.
Why do you ask that, Andre?
But actually,
why do I answer?
Go ahead, brother. Because some of the things that we've talked about, I'm assuming some of these women that we come in contact with have gotten over some of these things that we put out here. I'm assuming. Hopefully they have. Some of the stuff is maybe we touched upon that's happened.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but hopefully. I'm just saying, hopefully that's some of the stuff that we've touched upon now. You've touched upon in the past, and that's something that's something that's happened in the past, and what we're looking at for now is
Andre, why you ask that?
I mean, I asked that question because just based upon this research I've been doing for the last couple of months, man, I interviewed and looked at a couple of things from women 22 through 34 and 35 through 53. And it's like night and day. Mm-hmm. There was this thing that kind of said, okay, well, men age like wine, women age like buttermilk. I didn't say it. I came across this thing. And it says after 35, a woman's value starts to go down. And it didn't mean not that she didn't have anything to contribute, but it went on to say that as a 48-year-old man, I can seriously, women who are 27, 28, all the way up to 50-something, see me as a viable candidate for a real relationship, not sugar daddy or whatever, because I'm very much into physical fitness and I'm youthful at heart and I do a lot of things that men my age just don't do. And it's just kind of like, I was saying that because some of the conversations that we're having, our viewpoints are 35, 36, 37 and above. But the millennials are not thinking this. That's what I'm saying. It's two different conversations that we're kind of having based upon the ladies who may or may not be on the phone. I know we're talking like they're not there, but some of the things that we're
going to have a podcast too, so all types of people will hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like so some of it is like if you're 36 and above, it's a totally different conversation than if you're 25, 26 up to 34. And that's why I was asking, like, where are we? Because I'm listening to where we're going with some of the things. Like, I like younger women. I date younger women. To say I won't date anyone my age, I will. But whenever I say let's go to Crowder's Mountain, let's run up the mountain, let's go zip lining, let's do hoverboarding. No, what I'm saying is this. When I was going through and doing stuff like this right here, it's like when I talk as a coach,
that's a different phone call, brother.
As a coach, it's like this. When you hear this stuff, because you put yourself in those situations, when you do that, it's like, look, it's a different kind of thing because at 48, men who are in shape, looking at younger or women their age, if they're trying to do some things, it's just different. Not saying maybe the guys are going through midlife crisis or whatever it is, but it's just a different kind of conversation. That's why I was asking, because I'm just listening. My ears are just kind of going off.
I've talked to older women. I personally like older women because they just seem to be mature. But a lot of older women that I've spoke with said they don't like older men because older men want to sit at home, watch TV all day, and don't want to do nothing. A lot of times that younger guy wants to go just like they want to go. So an older man can also lose his value. It's just depending on what his interests are and how much spunk he still has in him. Because some of them just want to sit up and just watch the news, get laid and go to bed. And the woman ain't always trying to do that. They still want to talk. He just want to grunt. You know what I'm saying? They want to have that conversation, that stuff that he did when he was younger that he now feels is a chore. So it just it all depends on the person. Because I talk to being with Charlotte Execs, I deal with younger women and older women. So I've just learned to just pull that box away and just give that person a chance. Because I've met some very mature younger women, and I've met some older women who are immature, who the younger women can teach some things. So it just kind of depends on. I hear what you're saying generally, and oftentimes when I be hearing statistics and things like that, I'm like, where did they get them from? Who did they poll? Was they watching the Family Feud when they got this information? You know what I'm saying? Where did this information come from? So, because there's no way that they can poll everybody in the United States, or especially on this earth. So it's like, I understand we can have some general type of, come to some conclusions that are pretty generalistic, but everybody's different. Everybody's different. So I believe that many people, younger and older, will relate to the things that we're saying, and they will hopefully keep people from bumping their heads, whether they're younger or older. And it's going to be valuable to everybody that hears it. Tyler, you wanted to say something?
Who?
You wanted to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say that sometimes people get set in their ways, too, though. And then they're so used to being by themselves that they're not willing to compromise or try to think of a different way, and receive that different perspective, So you get pros and cons from being older or younger and stuff like that, but you need to understand that if you're trying to be with somebody, you need to compromise. You need to understand them enough to see what they're trying to do and learn their character and understand them. Understanding is the biggest thing you can do for somebody. The biggest way you can make a good relationship, when you try to understand each other instead of trying to put them, like you said, in a box and then characterize them based on what you already saw before. Maybe they're not like they're not like anything you ever saw before. So you shouldn't be trying to generalize them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I want to generalize people. I'm going to run through this list right quick. All y'all listening, we're going to kind of run through some things and end this call very soon. Kwame, his number 3 was, we ain't mind readers. Number 2 of his was inconsistency. Say what you mean what you say, and stick with it. His number 1 was too emotional at the wrong time. Charlie's number 2 was no accountability in keeping her word or promises. Breaks promises and acts as if she never made them. Number 1, which 3 of us chose, was lies. White or gray lies. Any lying. Edward's number 2 was drama queen, and his number 1 was liar. Andre's number 3 was making a statement with a question mark on the end, telling a question. His number 2 was verbally disrespectful, and his last one was physically violent. And I said fearful of what others think, doesn't think for herself, like a follower. Lazy, doesn't help with decision making. Loose. When you're in a relationship, I don't deal with all that flirty stuff. It's what they say. It says harmless flirting. I don't believe flirting is harmless. I believe it can definitely do some harm. Because if you flip it around, they're definitely not going to approve of you doing the same. And my number 1 was lies. I want to touch on Andres, though. Physically violent. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was with someone who, her last relationship, she was in several, but her last relationship, he beat the brakes off of her. And the most traumatic was he took her and drove her through the woods, like miles away from the house. He had been drinking. He was pistol whipping her, telling her things she wasn't. Took a gun, shot the window out, past her head, then kicked her out the car and drove away. So she's beaten and stuff, and then it's like she's just like, he left me out here. I don't know where I am. Then a few minutes later, she saw the headlights coming, and then he was barreling down this. She said it was this dirt road, in the middle of nowhere. She's like, this is it. I'm getting ready to die. And then he pulled beside her and said, get your ass back in the car. And he beat her on the way back towards the city. And then he ripped her clothes off and kicked her out the car so she was naked in the street.
Damn.
This white couple saw her, and they just saw her sitting there crying and bloody. So the man took off his shirt, wrapped it around, and said, where do you live? And she was able to tell her mother's address. And they took her to her mother's house. Well, a few hours later, the guy came back. It was her first husband, came back, and he wanted to know where she was. And her mom met him with a shotgun. Said, you ain't going to kill her. You know, I'll kill you before I let you kill her. So she rescued her out of it. Now, fast forward, by the time she got to me, we were getting these arguments. And some of that stuff, when I say family of origin, sometimes we don't go back deep enough. You don't know what somebody's dealing with. They don't get help. We think we get over it. We get past things. We don't get over it. So it's kind of like one day we got into a situation, she would argue, she'll argue. All of a sudden, she just haul off and slap me. Pow! I'm like, what you doing? First of all, I don't like to argue. When it gets too much, I like to leave. That's just my personality. But it's like she hauled off and she would hit me and fight on me. And I'm like, go on, let me go now. She's like, I know you want to hit me. Then she called me his name. She just sit there, she glossed over. She went somewhere completely else, you know. And that's not the only person I dealt with in a situation like this right here, where they just haul off and hit or throw things because they get so angry. I can't deal with that. Can't deal with that.
I feel you. Now, a few of y'all brothers hit lies. Let's go ahead and test those. Charlie and Edward?
No, definitely. This Charlie, and I'm saying that if you lying, then I don't know who you are. The stuff that you telling me, what you tell, I can't believe any of it anymore. So if you start lying to me, I'm your enemy. And so the person that you is your friend and supposed to be down for you, why lie to them? Because they can't know who you are. They can't build from that. So if you start lying, you are destroying that relationship. You're destroying anything you're trying to build. And anything you already had built got destroyed with lies. So don't lie.
What about you said the no accountability in keeping her word or promises, breaks promises and acts as if you never made them?
Well, I should be able to hang my coat on your word. If you say that you're going to be somewhere at 3 o'clock and then you find you can't, let me know so that I'm not sitting there waiting on you to do it and then it doesn't happen. Maybe I was planning something or whatever was going on, and then now that you decided you couldn't do it, or whatever it was that you couldn't do it, let me know so I can make my changes and stuff. But if you're going to just pretend like you never ever promised it and it was nothing, then that puts me in a bad situation and puts us in a bad situation. So now I can't take your word. I can't believe in you. I can't. You ruined the base of our relationship. It's just the same as lying, you know. You gotta have accountability about what you say. Say what you mean what you say.
That's right. Ed, lying. Are you there?
Just as it relates to lying, you know, when I look at a person, when you can look me straight in the face and tell me a lie, and I actually know the truth, I consider you to be a dangerous person, because if you can sit up and tell me something like that straight to my face and then walk away and smile about it, you know, there's absolutely no trust or any way to bring me back from that, especially if it's a habitual thing or you're doing it to cover up something that you're doing, you know, and it something like that, I just have to totally walk away, because you can get somebody hurt that way by telling lies like that, you know, and it could be somebody close to you. You tell a lie on a person, and then you confront that person about something, and you're trying to believe the word that you were given, but then you find out the truth. You know, like I said, it's just a dangerous game, and that I just can't deal with like that.
I can relate. Drama queen was your number 2. What you mean by that?
Just that person is just like everything is dramatic with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter what they do or what they say, it's, you know, it's like to say some dramatization with it, and it's like it's not that serious. It's just like it could, everyday situation. You make drama out of it.
Something like what?
Just you upset about something, something that may have happened to you, or you crying about it. You trying to understand the seriousness of what happened, but when you go on and on about it, and then somebody else enters the room and you start all over again about a situation. To me, that's dramatic, and they're seeking attention.
Understanding. I don't know. Maybe they got to get an understanding fully. Maybe she's just a thorough person. I don't know. But you just been basically tripping over stuff that shouldn't be. It ain't that deep.
Yeah, something minor. Yeah, nothing big at all.
Right. Kwame, you say we ain't mind readers. You're number 3. What you mean by that, bro?
It is what it is, man. They expect us to read their minds, understand, what's wrong? Nothing. Obviously, there's something wrong. Nothing. It's like, oh, come on now. And you see it in their face, and, you see their attitude, and it's like real crazy. And it's like, come on. As I said, mean what you say what you mean. I just need to hear it straight up. Okay, what's going on? What are we going to do about it? Or what can be done about it? Maybe if you want to vent, okay, cool. But but we're not mind readers. Don't expect me to read your mind and understand everything about the meaning of life or what's going through your head.
But especially because I bet you that best friend knows why she's mad. I bet that best friend got all the information of what's going on. But yeah, you need to have your man to be your best friend so that you get the data too,
Now, Kwame, you said inconsistency. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Charlie said that earlier as well, and you just stated that. Let's get to your number 1, which was too emotional at the wrong time. What do you mean?
It's almost the same thing as a drama queen. Just too much at the wrong time. Especially, it's like at times, especially when you're not expecting it.
You're not expecting it?
They're not expecting it. You be going to bed. Everything might be all good. Next thing you know,
you're about to get you some.
Yeah, you on a mission. You may be on a mission. Next thing you know, something happens. You say, hold on, where did all this come from? Where? I was like, it was nothing led up to it. It's like, she came home, she had it on her face, it was a rough day. I mean, nothing. It just came out of nowhere. You're like, where was this coming from? You were just happy, 2 minutes ago. Or it was something else was going on. Now, boom. I'm like, damn, I'm like, okay. So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying about the wrong time. It's like, yeah,
I feel you. Hey, if there is a Paul on the phone, go ahead and press **. You want to get your input. I just read the comment that you left on the group. Paul, he's a man that was listening. He says, I'm enjoying this call. Quite entertaining. He also says, might I suggest we have a call about things we love about the opposite sex. And yeah, you can hear some of that stuff in the previous call that we had a couple of days ago, but definitely that is definitely a topic that we can consider. Paul, if you are on the line, we'd love to get your feedback. If you're still on, he left his comment about an hour ago, so I'm not sure if he's still here. Press ** if you're still there. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and unmute everybody to see if they have any last questions, and we're going to close this thing out. Everybody is unmuted. Everybody is unmuted.
What's happening, y'all?
Is that Paul?
No, I say Paul. It's Charlie.
You're so silly.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear everybody, yes.
Okay, I have a question as well as a suggestion because you mentioned podcasts. My name is Valerie Jones, and it's kind of weird because a lot of what you say, it sounds like you're a male version of me, and I totally respect that. My question to you is, when you mentioned podcasts, I don't know the name of the podcast because my suggestion is to invite maybe a millennial into this conversation because a lot of what you're saying is like grown man conversations. It's geared toward the mature. But one thing that I'm finding is a lot of mature men are regressing as opposed to evolving.
So they're thinking more like younger people, like millennials, and they're acting that way. And I say that because I've been insulted by 70-something-year-old men, or I work with older guys, and they act like they're in their 20s. And they insult me or they approach me that way because that's how they're being approached. So it's like they're grouping all of us together, and if everything is thoughtish, then they treat me like a thought. They cannot see me for who I am, and I'm in my 30s, but it's like, I don't really find the mature conversations that I'm hearing today on this conversation. I definitely respect that, but I'm like, wow, I thought chivalry was dead because of what I have to deal with and what I'm hearing and what I see on the television and what's in our music and what's in our church. And I mean, I've been hit on by pastors and just men of authority, men who you're supposed to respect. And what you guys are saying, it's appalling to me, because this is an everyday conversation. Neither is it a mindset that I almost feel like I don't even know it anymore because it's been so long since I've been introduced to it.
Wow, definitely. Are you from Jacksonville? Is this you? 904?
I used to live in Jacksonville, yes, but I am in Florida. Yes.
Okay, definitely. Your name again? I'll be sure to contact you. What's your name again?
Valerie Denise Jones across the board. So any social media, Valerie Denise Jones.
Okay, definitely. Appreciate that. Any feedback, any comments from anybody else?
I have a question.
Yeah,
this is Stacy.
Okay, Stacy.
Okay, so my question is, I hear a lot of great call, by the way. So I'm listening to you guys talk about the things that you've gone through and what you don't like. But my question is, at what point do you actually stop and trust God as to who he has for you and who he's going to bring to you? Because I feel like a lot of times we meet people that are really supposed to be seasonal and we're making them lifetime. And I feel like that's why sometimes we go through the things that we go through. And also, the things that you want in a person that you like and desire, are you in the position to receive that? Meaning, are your ducks in a row? And I'm 34, so.
That's good. That's good. And let me say this real fast. You ladies that are listening, I hope the men who are on here speaking will support the call for the women that will be next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday. Same time, next Wednesday. So hopefully the men will call in and support y'all call. But if any of you ladies are listening and you want to be voices on the call that is entitled Women Who Stop Giving a Damn and Why, is the rebuttal call. And of course we'll have other topics, but if you ever want to be one of those voices, please just text me on the email number that I've sent out 1,000 times. And but y'all guys want to answer what she said? Do you need a refresher on what she said? What she asked?
Can I start, Timothy? Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Was her name Stacy?
Stacy.
Yes.
Yeah, Stacy, like on the last call, I mean, it's like, and the only reason I'm bringing this up because you brought God into the equation as far as this perfect mate that he has for you. And I know we all have different, belief systems and stuff, but I really believe that he gave us knowledge and he gave us wisdom. And it's kind of like, do you have children, Stacy?
No, I don't have any kids.
You have children? Okay.
No.
Well, for most of us who have kids, when the kids are out there playing, as a parent, as long as our kids are safe and they're not playing with guns or anything dangerous, we really don't care what kind of game they're playing. Kickball, dodgeball, football. As long as they're safe, we provide them with a safe environment. The game doesn't matter to us. And I believe that so is the spiritual, so is the physical. It's like, I don't know if God has this perfect person for you, like, okay, I have this person for you. Because if he did, if you believe that model, all it would take is for one person to mess it up for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I believe that with wisdom, with knowledge, if you really sit back based upon your experiences, word and stuff, and you just ask certain questions, you'll be able to weed out some of this foolishness. Like me, I feel like the odd man in because these brothers here, they date older women, they're very mature and stuff. Not that I'm not mature, but I listen to some of the things that they say, and it's just kind of like, it inspires me. You see what I'm saying? In certain areas, because I'm not like that in my mentality in certain areas. I'm my age, but I'm not my age. Kind of like Valerie touched upon. You know, I'm one of those older men that do not have that old school thinking because things evolve, they move. And it's kind of like I can get a horse and buggy out there on I-85, but why would I want to put a horse and buggy on I-85 when I could ride an automobile? The time sets, things have changed. So my thing is, when it comes to you, with like, does God have someone for you and all this stuff? It's like I would just kind of say, I don't know if he does or not. That's not my call, but I do know that you sound like a very articulate, smart woman. And basically, it's like instead of him waiting to drop somebody out the sky for you, I think it's like different questions and stuff that's going to get you to your answer. And I like what you said about being able to receive, having what it is that you want, because that's when the balance comes in.
And one thing Valerie asked about, I do want to note that we do plan to have different men on calls. This is, it's like a part 2 of the men that we had on this call. We don't necessarily have all, the same men on all the same calls. This is why I asked you, those men that you are interested in to hear more from, please let me know that, so we'll be sure to bring those people back. But we definitely want to spice it up, switch it up, and have different types of people. We got too many members and people to just have the same people over and over.
I got to take on that, man. This is Charles. I got to take on that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely gonna keep it different. We can have some millennials. We can have some people who are retired, married, single. We want different backgrounds, different races. We want all kinds of different input coming in. We want you on the line one of these days. Feel free to be somebody who's answering and giving your feedback. So definitely. And in regards to Stacy, I definitely believe that God has someone for us. Do I believe that it's seasonal? I think you said that. I'm not sure if you said that or somebody else said that. But I don't believe there's only one person on this earth for us, because if there was only one person for us, how could we remarry if that person died? Or how could we remarry if he allowed us to get a divorce if they cheated on us? So I don't think there's one person, but I believe at that particular time in that season in my life, I believe personally that there is a person that God has who is a better match for me than anyone else at that time. Now, it's up to me to choose, because he's going to give me a free will. But I believe he's going to let us cross paths. I believe he will speak to your spirit, because some people just don't have a relationship with God. They're not in tune with God. They don't hear him. But he said his sheep know his voice. And why is God going to let you go and make one of the biggest decisions of your life and not talk to you about it? He'll talk to you about a job. He'll talk to you about getting a car or a home or where to move, but he ain't going to talk to you about a spouse. That don't make sense. Not the God that I have grown to know. So yes, I believe he will speak to my spirit, man. If your spirit is deaf to his voice, and you've always been letting your flesh win, whether it be just in every area of your life, no, you're not going to know. You're going to keep making the same frivolous decisions and mistakes. Andre said something the other day when me and him were talking, and it was so good. And he didn't even touch on it in these last 2 conversations, and I wanted him to. In regards to how we keep making choices based upon just what we like, but sometimes we have to make a choice outside of what we like. Go ahead and say that, man. Go ahead and say that. I'm going to let you go ahead and say that, Andre, or what you're talking about, or how we make the same decision. And then we'll let you get to yours, Charlie, and we're going to close this thing out. But go ahead, man.
Yeah. A lot of times we pick the same person over and over and over again with a different body. And when I was talking to Timothy about it, I'm like, well, suppose I asked this person if she had a question list, a questionnaire, and she asked this question. She could have 3 different guys sitting there, and based upon the answers that resonate with her, she would pick that same guy. But I'm like, wouldn't it be interesting if she went outside of that box? Because most of us, we end up dating the same person over and over again in a different body. And then we say, why are there good people out there? There are no good men left. There are no good women. No, it's you. You keep picking the same person. And it's not going to change until you change.
They had the common denominator. They
absolutely.
Those men don't even know each other.
Exactly. Don't even know each other. And it's just kind of like, no, every man is not trash. It's like you listen to these powerful brothers that are sitting on this call. These are some powerful brothers. These are good men. But there are women who will meet them and size them up because visually, height, whatever it is, and dismiss them. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't fit the pattern or the mold of what they're used to. So there's some good brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to change to be able to attract them because you're attracting you. You're attracting you.
What this woman says a lot often, what you give up. Matter of fact, Les Brown says it. What you give up is what you attract back. And I was telling him about
Exactly.
Charlotte Execs. I was telling him in the early stages of Charlotte Execs, I said, it's all kind of people. I said, it's doctors and lawyers and people. He said, it's because that's what you giving off. This is what he told me. He said, now you're attracting that back to yourself. He say something like the universe or something like it's the universe and you're attracting it back to yourself. And I said, oh, well, I'm leveling up because these are definitely some quality people in Charlotte Execs.
Yes, absolutely.
Charlie.
I was going to say the same thing, but one phrase I heard was that God works through you and that anything that God brings to your life is either a blessing or a lesson. So every person you go through or come in contact with prepares you for that one that you're supposed to be with. And so you got to not recognize it and go forward with that and not stay stuck in the same thing and put up with stuff that you know that you shouldn't be putting up with.
And everybody ain't there to mate. Some people are there to network with. Some people are there to just learn from it. It ain't always, is this the one? It shouldn't be that. You know what I'm saying? You can mess some things up if she the one. Nah, maybe she just got some tools on business that she about to, put you up on. But you trying to, is that my wife? No. Ed, you got some feedback. I'm about to close this out.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same thing that's already been said, is that you have people that come into your life as a season, and you have to recognize what that person is in that particular time frame. To say they could turn out to be a good long-term friend, business partner, or whatever, but you just can look at that person as being your mate, because that person, if you follow, like I said, you follow that same pattern, that's what you're going to be looking for, and dismissing that person that could be right there by you.
Right. And being ready for him, like she said, are you ready? You want this dime piece who got this bad body, but you tipping the scale and don't even bathe often. You know what I'm saying? How you want something that you ain't presenting. And honestly, if you present yourself like you're something normal, you're not going to get dismissed. You know what I'm saying? If anything, they'll think you all that and stuck up because you're not giving into every, somebody trying to hit on you and you don't respond. I think he all that. No, I'm just content. And the brother said it earlier, when you focus, you got to be focused. I can look at you and tell what you're doing. Got a blunt in your head. Whatever you're doing, that's not going to be me. So ain't no sense of me wasting my time entertaining your flirtation. No, I'm just going to act like I didn't see it. You think I think I'm all that because I just, kind of laughed and kept on going, then think what you think. But I'm going to keep living my happy life without that drama.
Word up.
All right, y'all. Men speaking as if women in the room. Things he dislikes about women. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This will be a podcast about a month from now. Feel free to be a voice, Paul. If you're not on the line, say something. If not, we'll catch you on the next call. So, good night, everyone. Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night. Like Russell said. Good night.
Good night. Good night, y'all. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.